Hi guys, and welcome back. King of the Hill has returned. I believe this is number 8 as well. So it's been going for quite a long time, and boy oh boy do we have some pretty damn impressive competitors for you guys. I can see you all in chat. How's it going? Palpatine? He will be up at some point as well soon. No, we're not late. We're perfectly on time. A duck arrives precisely when he means to, as the old classic saying does go. So let's quick hop in to the game, and unfortunately none of our competitors are in just yet, but we do have King of the Dead up against Zymerix making his debut on the channel in Game 1. From that point onwards we have Darth Pendragon, Park Map, A-Move Hacker, Vyash, Papa Palpatine and Poison Ducky, with Suave and Alric Ral waiting in the wings in case there's any technical difficulties or if anyone has to drop out for any reasons. And those are certainly two very powerful people to have as backup as well, and should be some damn good fun. So for those who don't know, King of the Hill is a best of one, winner stays on situation. The king will pick and ban 2 factions. Unless he wins 2 games in a row, then we're going to nerf him a little bit and have him pick 1, ban 1. And the idea, try and get the best longest win streak overall, but also to be king at the end of this stream. So if you start early on, you have the best chance of winning the longest win streak, but if you start late on, you have the best chance of being crowned king at the end of everything, so it should be pretty good. Allegedly. What's up, Ron Ray? Don't think I've seen you in chat before. Nice to see you, dude. Hope you're doing all good on this fine day. Hope everyone's staying safe. I am in Britain, so we have just gone into quarantine, unfortunately, which kind of sucks a little bit. But we will see. So let's drop these guys a message. Looks like Zymerix is going to restart scene. King of the Dead can't see game either. I will send them both invites. Apparently there are some technical issues going on with Steam in general, so let's hopefully those don't plague us too much. Cool, let's get rid of that and send some invites. I'll resend invites. If that doesn't work, I will reload the lobby app. If worse comes to us, well, we can always have one of these guys host as well. But I hope you guys are doing good. Are you online? Oh, that is a good shout. Let's make sure I am, in fact, in online mode. I should be. Yep, I'm online. I am online indeed. We are plugged directly into the internet as well, so should hopefully have no issues there. And if that doesn't come through, I will rehost the lobby. Or if worse comes to worse, we can have one of these guys host as well. But we do have some very, very good games in store for you guys, so have no fear. And Hellblade Senua, of course, will be streamed again. That was meant to come out today, but it is going to be tomorrow instead. I got a little bit busy and ended up playing in a Total Warhammer tournament as well. Cool, looks like Zymerix is just restarting his PC. So what I'm going to do over here is just rehost the lobby. Battle, multiplayer battles. I can see a load of battles, so it looks like we are sort of up and running. Ducky King of the Hill. There we go. Just creating the game, and hopefully these guys will be able to join us in just a second. I was playing on earlier today as well, so I can confirm Total War is all up and running. And we are going to be starting on Troll Country, of course, as is tradition. So let's see these guys. King of the Dead right there. Sorry for spamming you with invites, King, by the way, but just trying to make sure, hopefully, my fin is working. Quack, quack, Poison Ducky. Hope you're doing all good, my dude. King of the... It says no response from host. Okay, well, we'll try it again. We'll see how this works this time. Stormrunner, also King of the Dead, don't get a 7-game win streak like last time. King of the Dead is very powerful. Hey, looks like it was on my end there. We did have to rehost. That's fine. Yo, yo, Ronan, what's up, my dude? Hope you're all good. I know you're a fan of the Hellblade streams I do as well. They were going to be back tomorrow. Hey. Cool. So Zymerix just resetting his computer anyway, so he'll be on in a second, which should be some good fun. It's good. I only got 1. You only got 1 victory last time. I can't remember King of the Dead. I swear you've probably crushed some people before. Just waiting on Zymerix. I believe Zymerix and King of the Dead did actually play the other day in a King of the Hill, which is kind of funny, as they're playing again today. And I didn't know Zemerics before today. He messaged me, wanted to join DBD Clan and so forth, so we got talking, and then I hopped on a quick battle in preparation for a tournament I was playing in, and first person I pop against was Zemeric, so we had some really awesome game. Lizardmen versus Chaos. He came with a pretty off-meta pick as well, so it'll be interesting to see what he does here. 8-game win streak, there we go. It was the turn one. Oh, nice. 8-game win streak, that is very, very impressive. So it looks like he's not quite back online yet. We'll give him a couple of minutes. If not, we can always rearrange the queue. But once again, we have King Edid up against Zemerics, then Darth Pendragon, Park Map, A-Move Hacker, Vyash, Papa Palpatine, and Poison Ducky. Which should be some good fun. I will play Tomb Kings. Hell yes, you will, of course. King Edid is a master of most of the undead factions. I do not believe he's a fan of Vampire Counts, however, but Vampires and Tomb Kings, he's a very deadly player. We will see. Right, let's hop on Discord. You can pick next player, so you have to wait for me. I'll join second match. No worries. So, Darth Pendragon. Let's see if he's here. You want to be in game one? Let's see if Darth is in fact on the line. If so, we can get him in and just simply switch him and Zemeric's round so we don't have to wait for his computer to restart, which could work quite well. My opponent can do what he wants. I play Tomb Kings. I love it. Don't let him play Tomb Kings. I love it. Almost 350 subs. Yes! So close. If this is the type of content you enjoy, well, obviously not staring at the screen, but when we get going, King of the Hills, tournaments, all that good Total War Warhammer stuff is what I tend to do. So if this is the place for you to hang out, meet cool kids, then I recommend subscribing, hitting that like button, and all that good fun stuff. We're very close to 350. Yo, so Darth Pendragon is going to be taking part. Yes, Zemerics is now second. He did to restart his PC. Cool, cool. So let's quickly, while I think about it, change the little scoreboard at the top. And bring in the mighty... Oh, don't want caps. Darth Pendragon. And let's hop back and get going. So, gents, for game one. Go what you want, I'll play Tomb Kings. I love it. I love it. He's a man of his word. He's going bold. He's going to be Tomb Kings regardless of whoever comes at him. Welp, it's weird. People got mad because my name is King of the Dead and people complaining I play Tomb Kings. That is fantastic. Although, don't let it be fooled, King of the Dead is a very good player with most factions in general. And certainly has a lot of versatility as well, but just enjoys most of the undead factions. So it looks like we do in fact have High Elves coming in to try and counter the Tomb Kings. Quite a popular pick, I believe, up against them. Phoenix Guard, incredibly tricky and sticky to deal with. Lots of cheap and cheerful Archer Fire as well to drag down your opponent. Flames Fire Phoenixes can also be quite great in this matchup, bringing that nice fire damage, which is always so delicious up against the Tomb Kings. I love a Burning Head myself. Along that Tomb King front line, you can just roast their troops so well, but of course, more experienced players will kind of checkerboard their front line to minimise a little bit of the damage coming in there. We need Chaos to purge this filth. Well, Papa Palpatine, you are number, let's see, on the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the list, so you can bring Chaos, but there must be the lucky 7. He will destroy us with the power of Arc, and I'm sure he will do. Should be an interesting matchup, though. Darth Pendragon, no pushover himself. Let's see how he goes toe-to-toe up against the mighty King himself. Recently, though, I've definitely been enjoying my Lizmen, which of course are my main faction. Been playing them a ton recently, and they've been doing huge amounts of work for me. Banry Swirl says Techless. Yes, I think Techless can work wonders in this matchup. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Techless only because I know he's very good, but I always get him killed. I'm not so good with the squishy lords. I like a big old tanky lord to get in there and do the dirty work. Techless much more on the peripheries of the battlefield, coming in with his nets, fiery convocations and so forth. Can do absolute wondrous work here. I've got a feeling Darth Pendragon is going to go rather cav heavy. I've seen him bring a lot of those builds recently. I tried that, didn't work. Stormrunner, was it up against King himself or just up against the Tomb Kings? I'll be interested to know. Hope you guys are doing all good in quarantine, by the way, and staying safe. And over here in the UK, I still have to go to work. I actually work at a supermarket, part-time. So kind of on the front lines there of just meeting thousands of people a day, unfortunately. So hopefully I won't get too ill. But I do have the next couple of days off, which is nice. And all the main shops are closed. We literally just have kind of the essential shops now open. People are only allowed out for kind of 1 hour a day as well, exercising. Which is, you know, we've planned for this. We are gamers. This is our realm. Social distancing is the place to be. What's up, Scourge of the West? Hope you're doing good, buddy. I've seen the replays you sent me, by the way, and they should be up on the channel later this week. Or at least one of the replays. But I hope you're doing good, man. We need to get you into a King of the Hill soon. That's what I main Chaos. They don't have squishy lords. That can be a bit of a bonus. You can forget about them a little bit, and they don't necessarily die straight away. You could bring a Sorcerer Lord, though, of course. So let's see. How are these guys doing? Looks like they're still choosing their matchups. Well, not matchups, sorry. Their armies. Troll Country, nice close quarters matchup. A little bit of trees, a little bit of hills as well for some tactical versatility. But for the main point, it's going to be a big old slaughterfest in the middle. Blood will be flowing. Well, and dust, I suppose, from the Tomb Kings, as I guess they don't bleed, which is a little bit unfortunate. But of course, the blood will flow as the tournament progresses here. It's going to be some good fun. If you guys have any questions, by the way, now feel free to ask them as during this little bit of downtime while the players do pick their armies. And tomorrow, or hopefully the next day, so either Thursday or Friday, we're going to be, fingers crossed, finishing off Death Before Dishonor Season 3 as well. So we do have the finals coming in with Flying Taco, Chosen One, A-Move, Hacker, and... oh my god, I forgot. No! Who won the last one? No! King of Dead! He's on the screen. He's also going to be there as well. As the 4 champions of Season 3's Death Before Dishonor do come together for a finals, which will hopefully take place tomorrow or the next day. But it's obviously a bit of variation depending on if the players can make it or not, but that will be coming in the next couple of weeks. And we'll certainly have streams coming regardless. Looks like Darth Pendragon is ready. King of Dead's just focusing his mind, getting ready, planning. Dragons, Manticores equals squishy. That is true, unfortunately. Dragons are way more glass cannon than people realise. If you get your dragon traps, it's a absolute nightmare, unfortunately. I have a love-hate relationship with dragons. I tend to get them, either they win the game for me, or they get caught very early on, butchered, and they end up kind of causing me the loss. So I'll also have my drink there. While we wait on the Mighty King, make sure there's no questions in Discord for him. No, looks like we're all good. There we go. Looks like it's ready. So we will get underway here. I still remember the days of Warhammer 1 when Chaos Manticores and Dragons were quite decent, especially Manticores. Man, it's so fun to see how the meta's changed, though. I really enjoy that it's kind of constantly grown and evolved. Unfortunately, certain things that used to be fun to play kind of become useless and so forth, but at the same time, it at least keeps the game fresh, and I think the next DLC is right around the corner, probably coming next month, I assume. I don't know how the virus is going to affect things, though, as I'm assuming they have closed down work, but they might be able to do it from home, I would hope. So, hope everyone at CA is all fine and healthy and they can continue to do this decent output. So as you can see, we are on Troll Country. We've got some hills in each corner of the map here, which allows you to be a little bit more defensive if you want. Also some trees as well, but a nice open plain middle. So let's go through the mighty King of the Dead's forces to start with. And he has gone for Nekakar warriors in the front line, mixed in with a couple of units of spearmen as well, including King Lakesh's Scorpion Legion, the regiment of renowned version. So quite an elite front line for the Tomb Kings compared to what you normally see. Now he's going to be backing up here with a ton of calves. We have Nekakar horsemen on either flank for the most part, and in the front line we have, oh, where have they gone? There they are. We also have some basic skeleton horsemen. So these guys are going to be trying to just harass, get those nice rear charges in, and break up the opponent's attack, allowing his main line to really start to do some serious damage. We also have a Tomb Scorpion who has some of the craziest attack animations in the game, and a very cool model overall. Going to be coming in assisted here by the Necropolis Knights. With halberds, these guys do insane anti-large damage, poison attacks as well. They help them really punch above their weight and make them a really good synergy as well with other units. We have a Casket of Souls in the back line here. Going to be dropping some fat beats on his opponent, shooting them in, and trying to lure in the High Elves here, who do not have a bolt thrower by the looks of it, so they're going to have to advance. We then have the classic Tomb Prince working as a bodyguard for Ark and the Black. Tomb Prince, lovely anti-large, really decent melee combatant overall. And Ark and the Black, very competitive pick. Him and Cetra probably the two most competitive. Of course, come with his Tomb Blade and Staff and the Gash, as you'd expect. Feabuna and Spirit Leech, so a very competitive pick overall. Looks like in Deep Reserve as well, we also have some Skeleton Horsemen. Looks like on 2 units are going for a cheeky Vanguard. Let's have a little look at this much smaller high elf build. In the front line, we have 2 units of White Lines of Chase coming in with their mighty axes, helping out a unit of Spearmen who are going to have to hold the line bravely. In reserve, we do have some Phoenix Guard, going to be particularly tough for this army to actually take away, although I can especially see the Casket of Souls dropping some fat beats on those guys. 2 units of Silver Helms in reserve, 2 Flamesfire Phoenixes as well up in the sky. We have a Mage of Heavens, which is quite an interesting pick, don't see this lady too often. Coming in here with Curse of the Midnight Wind, Wind Blast, and Harmonic Convergence. A nice set of tools there. We then have a Noble, and I'm assuming Tyrion. Tyrion indeed. Please say he's brought Sunfang. Yes, he has brought Sunfang and Harv Avalon. Okay, so he's equipped with all his good stuff. And this is going to be a really fun battle overall. Silver Helms will be able to smash the Tomb King light cavalry fairly effectively. But these Nekakar warriors, there is so many of them, will make mincemeat of the White Lines of Chase just by their sheer amount of numbers. And Flamesfire Phoenix is really going to have to hold their own here quite a lot. Although Tomb Kings don't have the most anti-large, they do have this Tomb Prince and a few units of Spearmen as well. Good luck, have fun. Looks like King of the Dead is ready. Just waiting on Daft Pendragon. And looks like I hear the start button going. Good luck, champ. Great to see some good play, good sportsmanship overall in the chat. So both forces are going to be starting to move towards each other. Actually, no, Tomb King's taken a much more defensive approach here. Quite like the scraggly line here indeed. And the Casket of Souls soon to be enraged right to the back here with the King that catches Scorpion Legion for protection. In come those beats, smacking those spearmen so hard. 10 already dead. And the Tomb King's actually going to be falling back here as the Flamesfire Phoenixes do rush forward. Of course, these guys can drop their fire poos as well on the tightly packed formations of the Nekakar Warriors, but looks like they're going to be coming back, probably dropping those down on top of King Nekasha's Scorpion Legion. 1 Flamesfire Phoenix does go in to try and get some free damage, but in comes the Scorpion plus the Tomb Prince. This Flamesfire Phoenix needs to be careful and push his way out. He is starting to waddle though, and he does fling a couple of those guys to the ground before getting back up into the air. Nice micromanagement there by Daft Pendragon, just getting a free little bit of damage. Oh no, is that a Sunfang come down? Unfortunately, Tyrion attempts an early Sunfang here, which does miss the Nekakar Warriors, and his Noble and Tyrion are forced in a massive battle already. Look how early on this has happened. We have the Knights surrounding the Prince, Nekakar Warriors, and Horsemen as well. Tyrion and this Noble are taking an absolute beat in here. The Noble already down below a third health. Retaliation though, as the Flamesfire Phoenixes attempt a similar sniping maneuverability on the left-hand flank here of the Tomb Scorpion. Phoenix Guard have been absolutely hammered by that casket, but in come the Silver Helms, downward charge into this big blob fight, and you can see some of the Tomb King's forces are starting to waver and take huge amounts of damage. Unfortunately, that Noble got absolutely destroyed here, and Tyrion isn't lasting much better, as Spirit Leech also popped down on him. More beats coming. Imagine if he had a Sunfang now, he'd just saved it a little bit more late. It could have done so much good value. Flamesfire Phoenixes do pop into the back line, trying to shut down the Casket of Souls, doing a decent job. The Silver Helms floating around the back now, going to be trying to do some cycle charging, no doubt, into the front line. Tyrion needs to escape from here, but another Spirit Leech is holding him in place, and these Knights slowly starting to track him down. Even a big, nice Curse of Midnight Wind, helping these White Lines, and Phoenix Guard have now engaged, possibly saved Tyrion here. Silver Helms are flooding in as well, but again, this is what's such a nice play here. So the High Elves start to crawl their way back into it, getting a nice surround. Then the Horsemen wrap around and encircle them again, getting some nice charges. And you can see the cycle charging constantly coming in, helping to break the High Elf leadership. Silver Helms are terrified and breaking off. And in the back line, it looks like the Casket of Souls did actually manage to stay relatively active, thanks to the protection of the King that catches Scorpion Legion. And the Phoenix is really struggling to find a home here. Looks like they're going for a double snipe on Ark and the Black, which may be Daft Pendragon's only way back into the game. But with that Tomb Prince nearby, he's going to do such a decent job of taking down those Flamesfire Phoenixes, getting in there and really doing some decent damage. As you see, riding his undead steed, they're just smacking that bird on the head now and again with that halberd, and one of them is in fact already routed. Phoenix Guard, though, have saturated on top of Tyrion, really helping out. And a nice little bit of a comeback here by the High Elves after a very rocky start. White Lines hunting down some skeleton horsemen over here, but Spearmen are starting to break, and White Lines are chased as well. So the frontline engagement going very poorly now for the High Elves, and it all came down really to this one big blob fight. It looks like Tyrion did get his boost of health. Fortunately, Flamesfire Phoenix has shattered here. Looks like he did get his regrowth as well. That is disastrous. He got all that health back, but unfortunately it was shattered. A really nice Sunfang coming down here, tearing apart a lot of foes there. But Mage of Heavens is being beaten down. Tyrion trying his best against that Tomb Prince, but surrounded with the Tomb Scorpion as well. Phoenix Guard are even starting to waver, and I think that is going to be game 1 to King of the Dead and the Tomb Kings. A very, very fast and furious game there. Huge damage on both sides. Ark the Black just escorting this Flamesfire Phoenix away. And of course, Darth Pendragon going to keep fighting as he should. But unfortunately, Tyrion is now breaking and shattered completely. And that is going to be game 1 to King of the Dead. That was insane! That was an insane first fight. That was so quick, which obviously can happen on Troll Country, and that's why I love that map so much. A real quick blood and thunder affair. Casket of Souls, 78 kills. Really great protection on him as well by King of the Dead. And he just absolutely wrecked the Phoenix Guard. And by nuking those guys early on, even when they got into combat, they couldn't help swing that main big blob fight. GG. Damn, those snakes do way more damage than expected. Those snakes are incredibly deadly. Never underestimate the sneaky stabbings of the snakes. They do massive anti-large damage overall. So Zamerix, if you are in chat, you will be up next if your computer has reloaded. Then after that, we will have Parkmap, A-Move Hacker, Vayash, Papa Palpatine, and Poison Ducky. But GG's overall. Some fire poops into that blob would be nice. That would have been done some huge damage. But unfortunately, he really needed to kill like the snakes, Arkan, the Tomb Prince, and all the area of effect, like fire poos and so forth, that do splash damage, don't tend to be as good up against them. So let's quickly switch maps. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go. River Maxon. That is my favourite map, so we're going to switch to there while we quickly move this around. King of the Dead up 1. And well played Darth Pendragon, but he does go out here to the Mighty King of the Dead. And we will get Zamerix back in, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Hey, here he is. Hey, dude. Nice to see you again. So, yeah, these guys, I think, played on Turin's King of the Hill. I don't have a clue at what the score was. But I'm sure it was a good game. Go whatever you want, I'll be Tomb Kings. Well, King of the Dead coming in bold here, refusing to ban someone. So he could technically pick and ban 2 factions, but he has picked Tomb Kings, and he welcomes all challengers. Hey, Parkmap, hope you're doing good, man. You're going to be up after this game. So hope you are ready, mentally and physically prepared to face whoever manages to win here. We can do it if we're allowed to. Or wait, do I need to pick 3 factions? Nah, so it's pick 1, ban 2. But you don't have to ban. But yes, GG's indeed. DVD seems to be quite a big clan now. I think you'll see them quite a lot on my channel just because I tend to advertise in my channel when I'm going to stream, so a lot of them do arrive. But yes, for those who don't know, Clan DBD, I actually founded it as Death Before Dishonor, and it's not built to be this like super competitive clan or anything. It is more designed to kind of be a symbol that the player would rather, well, death, basically, in other words, lose before they dishonor themselves by, you know, cheating, being a bad sport or any of that. So it's really about sportsmanship, to be honest. It's meant to be a bit of a symbol that you're a sporting player. That was one of the quickest games I've ever seen. That was brutal, but that can happen on Troll Country. And I mean, huge damage to both teams as well. And hello, Tristan, man. I haven't seen you in so long. The sly and sneaky seal himself. Show me a list of 300 factions. No bans! Come at me, bro. Vampire Council, right? Yep. So it looks like we are going to get undead versus undead. Which is Going to be interesting here. I think both have the tools to take on one another. It could turn into an absolute grind fest, but if that first game went as fast as it did, I'm sure that won't happen again. Any clan wars soon? Yes, indeed, Ronan. We do have some clan wars coming up. So we're going to wrap up the Season 3 of Death Before Dishonor, which is the weekly tournament I host, which is a 4-man tournament. And the winner of... so there's 4 tournaments a season. And the winner of each of those then come together at the very end for a big old finals. So we have the finals to go. Then after that, we will be hosting a clan civil war with DBD up against DBD members. And also a war, hopefully, fingers crossed, up against the Extreme Meme team, which should be some good fun. Sure, I have been in discussion with Fly and Taco about, so that will happen. But we're just going to get Season 3 out of the way first before we start running those. What's up, dog? Love the name, by the way. It's so good. But happy to see you back, man. Hope you're doing all good today. Should be good fun. Looks like King of the Dead is ready. Just super quickly. Going to make sure I've got no questions on Discord. Oh, just from Zymeric saying that he's matched up online. Okay, that's all good. Wait for him to pick his build. We want Civil War. Don't worry, Palpatine. There will, of course, be some DBD Civil Wars as well. It should be good fun. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do the format yet of either of the Clan Wars or Civil Wars. They may be like a Death Before Dishonor special, like a 4-man thing. Or, you know, might expand it out. We'll see how it goes. I was just poking you. Classic mate, Ronan. I'm here trying to give you some entertainment during quarantine and you're bullying me. Ronan himself is a Extreme Meme team member, so I'm sure he will be getting involved in that when it does come about. It should be some good fun. And if any of you guys who are chilling out and watching the stream today, or watching even in the future, if you want to get involved in King of the Hills tournaments and all of that good stuff, feel free to join my Discord, which is just in the description down below. There's a link there. You click on that, it'll let you straight in. And you get a chat. We've got a really cool group of people. I think we've got over like 55 people now in the Discord of mixed levels as well. So it's perfect to find games, to learn the game as well, or get some competitive matchups. We do tournaments, King of the Hills, all of that good stuff. So yeah, feel free to hit that link and join in. Cymerex is ready as well, so we get this cracking. Oh, it was Mr. El Halcone, was it? Good to get him in here as well. That'll be good fun. He has played on the channel before, very good player. Big fan of the way he slaughters his opponents. And we're loading in River Amaxon, a map without a river, but has it in the title. It is a Lizardman themed map, which is still super competitive, which is quite rare, but always good fun to see. It is dominated by a big open plain for the most part, but in the middle, kind of slightly on the left-hand side, we do have some trees, so you can sneak forward if your opponent has gone incredibly ranged. And on the right-hand side, there's these nice impassable hills as well. You can swoop around and flank your opponent either in a wide arc or just a short arc as well. I've even seen people place artillery up here and push forward and try and make it a bit of a defensive formation, which can work as well. But it depends, of course, how quickly your opponent can rush. Are mercenaries allowed to take part in any kind of war? Interesting. I'm not sure, Scourgeworth. I haven't thought about that. I mean, you're more than welcome. I've obviously played against you before, and you've played on the challenge and so forth. You're more than welcome to join DBD. But if not, we can look into mercenaries and see how that goes as well, if that's not really your thing. So, anyway, let's go and have a look at the current king, King of the Dead, and see what his army is looking like. It looks fairly similar to his previous build here. Got some skeleton spin, but no Nekakar warriors this time. Instead, we have Tomb Guard with halberds. It looks like 3 units to be exact, which can do some really decent damage. It's also coming in with 3 Shopti behind them, the close combat variety. This is going to be some good fun as they saturate on top of the halberds. So the halberds and spearmen will take the brunt of the force, and they get in there with their awesome cleaving weapons and start cutting down their opponents. King Nikish's Scorpion Legion are going to be leading the front line as well. So spearmen in the front line, your Shopti to pop on top of them, and halberds as well. We have 2 Tomb Scorpions, that is particularly awesome. So we saw how deadly one could be in the last game, but we have 2 here who are going to be really good at destroying chaff as well, as they're really hard to pin down. For Leadership Corps, we have 2 Necrotechs, in fact. I mean, interesting here, I'm assuming to heal the Shopti and so forth. And Cetra the Imperishable. Look at that glorious flowing cloak. How can you not be a badass with something that looks that good? Cetra himself is a decent melee combatant. Oh, God, he's gone invisible. There he is. And he's coming in with the Blessed Blade of Petra, Wrath of Petra. All the Petras are of possibility. We have protection, curse blades, all that good stuff. So the general competitive stuff. And that looks like it's it for his build. Now for the Counts and the Challenger today, we do have some direwolves hiding in the forest there. And then his main force going to be wisely sticking to the trees to start with. Coming in with Skeleton Spearmen, Graveguard, and then Crypt Horrors behind them. So two armies could be working in a very similar fashion here. Crypt Horrors working in the same way as the Shopti. We also have two Banshees and Vlad von Karstein as well, so super tanky leadership core. We have the Sternsmen, so we have Graveguard mixed in with the Spearmen as well. Super nice build, should be fun. It's going to be a little bit of a grind fest, but it could be over quite quickly as well, as these guys do destroy each other. We have a unit of Blood Knights as well, who are going to be really key here. They need to avoid those halberds and do the damage onto the Shopti. It'll be interesting to see who wins between the Shopti and the Crypt Horrors. And both forces are lining up now. King Dead rearranging his troops as the Vampire Counts do slowly come out of the trees here. These Banshees are going to be an absolute pain to deal with, but Setra, I assume, does not do magic damage. Okay, going to be pretty interesting. I had some games early against some Banshees, and they were a pain in my butt. We also have the Dire Pack as well in Deep Reserve, so it's going to get a nice surround here, the Counts. It's going to be very, very interesting. Tomb Scorpions are going to be pretty clutch, as well as they can destroy most of this army, of course with help of other troops, but the Blood Knights will do fantastic work against them. Both forces just re-engaging here, realigning their troops and moving forward. Setra marches ever unwavering here with his forces. And then come the Crypt Horrors. They're going to lay an absolute smacking down here on King Makisha's Scorpion Legion, but Halberds will be able to saturate on top. And in they come, swarming in, and FUD. Sending skeletons absolute flying there. But of course, King Makisha's Scorpion Legion as well, because that bonus goes large. In come the Shopti and the Scorpions as well. And the battle is well and truly underway here, as the Halberds do start to move forward. Direwolves don't really have too many good targets, but at least they'll be able to get that rear attack and really help out those big bonuses. Looks like on this flank the Counts are putting much more resources in and should have a fairly successful time over here. But in this left pocket, the Tomb Kings are starting to win, as well as the centre. Unfortunately, there are just Skeleton Spearmen here, so they're designed to get broken down. Oh no! Oh no, if King of the Dead doesn't notice this could be disastrous! A Wind of Death coming down, slaughtering so many Tomb Guard there. Half damage onto one unit and a third off another. Really nice play there overall. That was Overcast. Wow, really beautiful. Crypt Horrors do have Invocation the Heck, trying to keep them fighting as long as possible, but the centre pocket and this left-hand side certainly going in the Tomb King's favour. But on the right-hand side, where the Sternsmen fight with their Liege Lords and Banshees, they're really putting a whooping down on the Shopti, who do have a restore though, keeping them fighting. Skeleton Spearmen and the Halberds as well will at least be able to trade back fairly effectively with some damage. Looks like Blood Knights are going to be coming for a rear attack on these Tomb Guard Halberds. They need to smack hard and then instantly fall back, as the Halberds do start to turn around and retaliate. Not before one does start to break a little bit coming in here though. Blood Knights, they are fleeing relatively quickly there, so nice play by Zemerics overall. Going to be falling back, and they're still relatively healthy as well. But the Tomb Scorpions are going to be the real pain to deal with. If he does in fact lose the Crypt Horrors and so forth, it could be a massive problem. The Shopti as well all seem relatively stable and healthy, and I think overall it's probably favouring. I don't know, it's so hard to say. It's very, very even at the moment. In here in the front line, Crypt Horrors taking a little bit of a beating by the Shopti, but they are slowly grinding down this force. Looks like Halberds just looking to protect the back line as much as possible away from the Blood Knights, while getting a fat indication of the head. Skeleton Spearman over here, down to 24 models and crumbling, just 400 health there, basically gone. There you go. So they do disappear as this side does crumble for Zemerics and the Vampire Counts. Halberd just being used defensively, which I quite like. There's no need to throw them forward at the moment. He's winning the engagements where he wants, and before now pushing into this big blob fight, use these guys defensively to help deal with the Blood Knights. Although this unit here does now have to get active, as the main force is starting to move over here. A Blood Knight's going to get a really nice road attack here, but Setra does charge back out, forcing them away. But they can still get a nice charge into King Makisha's Scorpion Legion and some of these Shopti, although Neru's incantation of protection has come down, really going to be nullifying a lot of that early burst damage coming in by the Blood Knights. Setra doing his best, up to 17 kills, nothing too crazy so far. The Tomb Guard now coming into the back of where these Blood Knights did charge in. They're trying to force their way through, but a few of the units are caught up. And this is a really nice pick here by King of the Dead, slowly going to be dragging down a few of their models. But Invocation the Heck as well, counteracting the worst of that nice little trap there. Graveguard have been isolated over here with some zombies. Those guys can get pulled down very quickly. But Cetra, on the other hand, is really in deep territory here, all alone. Master of Beguilement as well coming down, minus 14 melee attack. Tomb Scorpions coming over to assist. He's really going to be taking a big amount of damage from those Banshees and so forth. So it could be a bit of a problem. In come the die pack, and we've seen really nice cycle charge in all games so far from the Counts, constantly coming in and doing some great damage, trying to drag down the Shopti where possible, where King of the Dead has attempted to stop that with Tomb Guard. So, it looks like those Crypt Horrors do unfortunately go down. I think this is slowly turning in favour of the Tomb Kings here. If we look around the rest of the battlefield, that beautiful scenery, nothing is going on. The entire battle has taken place in this one little blob here, which is rather funny. Tomb Guard are slowly being dragged down though and surrounded, and once again Blood Knights do manage to flee before getting another invocation ahead. All the magic is going on these guys, but they're certainly paying for themselves. Up to 48 kills here and doing huge shock damage to these Shopti and the rest of the forces. Banshees getting in there deep as well, going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with. Not too much on the Tomb Kings can actually hurt them with any sense of kind of effectiveness, and the Tomb Scorpion has been slightly isolated here as well. Looks like they were all saying good luck, have fun, which is nice to see. That, of course, is the best way to get invited back to these sort of events, is you show that you're a good sportsmanship. Skeleton Spearmen slowly managed to do some decent damage to Tomb Guard, but Tomb Guard overall much more elite troops. Graveguard, though, the Sturnsman in here, going to be a massive pain in the Shopti. Really need to get on those guys and shut them down. It looks like it is Vlad von Karstein's turn this time to get slightly isolated. As Secha does start to fall back, we do have the Karstein ring with that massive 90% damage resistance popping down. And Secha does have a bit of a problem here. He's quite slow on foot, and these Banshees are simply going to keep chasing him down, doing that huge amount of damage. So I feel like the Tomb Kings are winning the majority of the battle, but do they have enough about them to pull down this leadership core and these still relatively healthy Blood Knights? These guys are lining up another charge. We shall follow them in. They reform the line and sound the charge once more, but no, they're going to be skirting around to the left here, probably trying to hop on top of this Tomb Scorpion if it gets too isolated. Sternsmen are now getting annihilated by the double Tomb Scorpion, and once again, great play by King of the Dead. Realising the Blood Knights, what they're trying to do, loop around and get on top of them, he does just simply pull them across the battlefield towards the Hellbirds for a little bit of protection. Vlad von Karstein slowly being sniped out, but so is Cetra, who is down to just 890 health, and he will almost certainly fall. But in comes the Shopti summon, pinning in these Blood Knights. Will the trap work this time? We will see. They do try and fall back, but some shots do come in. You see Blood Knights, their horses are starting to fling themselves back onto 2 feet. They start taking a bit of a beating, and they are wavering. That was a really nice catch there by King of the Dead. But Zemerix does retaliate quite quickly there, pulling back. Still has 1,000 health, but are getting near their healing cap. And oh no, they have now been caught by the Shopti with a nice charge. And down goes a couple more models. They can really not afford to lose those guys. And the Summon should probably return to the main fight now to really help out here. Banshees both still going strong, but they don't have a crazy amount of damage output. They will eventually be dragged down by Chaff. And Cetra going strong with a mighty 650 health here. Trying to help take down Vlad, who is now drilling the Scorpion. But he's so sticky. And those Banshees constantly hunting down Cetra where possible. Let's see what happens to those Blood Knights. They are down now just to 9 models. Those Shopti still managed to catch another few models as well. You can see some of these Blood Knights being dehorsed here. They do start to swarm in. And the Blood Knights are going to start to be drained. They're in critical binding as well, down to just 400 health. And they are going to be falling here. Cetra though himself, very low here, 270 health. But Cetra does not serve. He is holding the line, beating down Vlad von Karstein, who's getting flung here away from his forces and is near his healing cap. Coming up to a strong 900 health though, still getting some nice regen in. I just said Cetra does not serve, but as I said that, Cetra unfortunately does serve the Lord of Death here, and he has gone down, perhaps allowing a way back in for the Counts, but it looks like army losses is very close to setting in anyway. And unfortunately, Vlad von Karstein has been caught isolated from his troops here, and down he goes to the double Tomb Scorpion, and the Banshees shall fall. What a fantastic game, completely different from the first one, and much more of a big old fat grind fest. But well played to both players there. Zemerix managing to pull down Cetra, but just a little bit too little too late, as both armies came in with a similar idea. Slight differences as well though, with the Wolf Packs down here, the Dire Pack and so forth, and the Blood Knights with some really effective cycle charge, managing to escape the net 1 or 2 times, but eventually King of the Dead always gets what he wishes, and he managed to pin them in with that summon and really pull those guys down. But what a game. GG. Great game. So, up next we do have Park Map. So let's get Park Map in here. There he is. So we have Park Map, then A Move Hacker, Vayash, Papa Palpatine, and Poison Ducky. Can any of them pull down the mighty King of the Dead? Oh, hang on a sec. Can I move a few slots if that's okay with the others? Else I won't make it probably. Cool. Park Map is offering to switch spots. Okay, sorry, I just saw that. So we will get Papa Palpatine in now. Where are you, Puppy? I do not see you online. If you're still in chat, please do join. Oh. Hang on. Puck. I think Papa P will play first. Sure, man. You guys can switch spots. Cool, so we're going to get Papa Palpatine instead. We'll just switch him and Park Map around in the order. So it's going to now go Poison Ducky. Oh, not Poison Ducky, sorry. Oh, my mind's gone blank. There we go. Papa Palpatine, A Move Hacker, Vayash, then Park Map and Poison Ducky. So we'll simply switch those guys around. We are going to switch to Pillar of Bone as well. We're not friends. Papa Palpatine, that's harsh, man. That's harsh. Well, at least Cetra is perishable. That is true. We did get to prove that there. So, let me update the scoreboard quickly. So, King of the Dead is up 2. And Papa P is coming in. So please feel free to join. Password is 123. I have no idea how we're not friends. We've played on so many streams, you would have thought so. Let's quickly look through Steam. Cool, can't see you on there. So, if you want to just send me your name on Discord, your like Steam number, then I can get you in quickly if you can't find the game. Ah, but there we go. More DBD. More DBD. We are currently spamming them with DBD members, which is quite funny. But they're all up early in the list, and then after this we will have a bit of a mix. You don't know me that way. There I am. Awesome. King to pick and ban 2. Well, of course, we're playing on Pillar of Bone. I'm assuming King of the Dead is going to be going Tomb Kings. That made me laugh quite like it. You don't know me that way. Oh, Bannery Squirrel, you've cut me deep, my friend. You've cut me deep. Let's check Discord quickly, so I do have a lot of messages popping around. So just respond to a few messages, and we are back. I picked Tim Kings and ban none. Go whatever. Boldness. King of the Dead. Can anyone pull down his Tomb Kings? He is such a good player of them. I guess he'll pick Tomb Kings. He will indeed. But Duck Palpatine is in fact Papa Palpatine. Coming in representing DBD once again. It looks like that is King of the Dead's favourite hobby is slaughtering members of my beloved clan, which is very upsetting. But King of the Dead, absolute beast of a player. Coming in as well, representing AIMA, which I believe means blood in a different language that I do not know, which is a very cool name. I'm just going to reset my YouTube. Yeah, looks like it's going all good. What's up, Davina? Hi, Chapsy says to you guys. Welcome. Hope you're doing all good. Hope people are enjoying the stream, by the way. Any questions, feel free to shoot them my way. I'm always happy to answer. And of course, we have a couple of guys who were competing as well in chat. So if you have any questions about their builds and so forth, feel free to ask them and see what's up. Which is all good. We do have Poison Ducky in chat as well, and I'm sure most of you are aware, as we get quite a lot of repeat viewers to the King of the Hills and so forth. But if you, just in case you don't know, Poison Ducky is in fact a YouTuber himself, and has a very, very cool channel. Lots of Total War content, as well as a few other games sprinkled in there as well. So I highly recommend going and checking his stuff out as well after the stream. He's a very cool dude. Greek, yes. Thank you, Park Map. Park Map, are you okay to literally switch positions with where Papa Palpatine was originally? So you will be on second to last, unfortunately, and make sure we don't have to move down some of the other guys who are waiting as well. As if you have the time. That'll be perfect. Ooh, looks like Mr. Papa Palpatine with his unlimited power is ready, and King Leonard is ready as well, so let's hop straight into this one. Should be some good fun. Pillar of Bone, a very flat and open map. Does have a little bit of trees as well. And speaking of Poison Ducky, does this map bring back any memories for you? So just this little patch of this little tree line here. Just wondering if you've got any memories of this map, Poison Ducky. Just pin that out there. No, I'm just saying. No one else will have a clue what I'm going on about, but we know. We both know what those tree lines mean. Anyway, let's go through the current King's forces. Once again, in the front line, we have some Nekakar warriors, making good use of these guys. I don't actually see them as often as I would like. They do some pretty decent damage overall. Now, also mixed in, we have Skeleton Spearmen as well, including King Neketch's Scorpion Legion, which seems to be one of King of the Dead's backbones to most of his armies. So really nice formation overall. Spearmen to take the damage, Nekakar warriors to saturate on top. We've seen him do this time and time again, and it is just such a powerful way of playing. We also have a ton of Skeleton Horsemen as well, mixed in with Nekakar Horsemen. Once again, going to be harassing the opponents, trying to shut down any guns, cannons, and so forth. And oh my god, I've just seen what awaits this Tomb King build over on the flanks there. So, we also have 2 units of the Sneaky Snakes, both with the Halberds, going to be fantastic at taking down Empire Knights, Knights of the Blazing Sun, and all those pesky knights that you tend to see in this matchup quite a bit. Also trade very effectively up against Demigryphs. We have a Necrotect on a Chariot, and interesting to see this guy be used in this style. And Arkan the Black coming in on his glorious purple flying Chariot. Once again, bringing the standard picks, Tombblade of Arkan, Staff of Nagash, and Faerbuna, and Spirit Leech, and all that good stuff. So really solid build once again. Let's have a little look at the Empire. Oh, looks like we have some of those horsemen in the back lines, which is pretty damn good. So for the front line of Dark Palpatine here, we have a load of spearmen chevroned up as well to hold the line just that extra little bit longer. Sigmar Sons as well, regiment-renowned warriors of Sigmar here, coming in, doing a decent job as well. And yeah, they're the ultimate homies for Sigmar, the ultimate fans, and they love him that much. We have a ton of cav. It looks like 2 Empire Knights plus some Outriders on this flank. And Empire Knights all dotted around the back. So going to be protecting these cannons wherever possible. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4 great cannons, including the Hammer of the Witches. I'm not sure if this is legal, Dark Palpatine. We'll have to see how the game goes. I feel like 3 is the limit, but I may well be wrong here. If someone could let me know, we are doing Warhammer Cup rules, of course. But still, coming in with those 4 cannons, going to do a huge amount of work. Empire Knights in the back to protect them, and also some Outriders as well, which will do really good damage up against Nekakar warriors and so forth. We have a Bright Wizard as well. Bonehead, is that Cascade and Fire Cloak and Fireball? Or is it Flame and Sword of Ruin? Cascade and Fire Cloak. Should always trust my judgment. I'm almost always right, but I do seem to panic a little bit there. So we have Boris Todbringer as well, the cheap and cheerful Franz Meister himself. Well, of course, Franz is the Franz Meister himself, but he's the cheap and cheerful version, who we all love. Does come in with the Rune Fang as well. And, oh no, Skeleton Horsemen, they notice the cannon, but just in time. Palpatine realizes and smacks into those horsemen, but it's going to be tough. Like, the cannon may actually break before these knights can save it. So really quick reactions, but is it going to be quick enough? Early Fireball does come in on Arkan Black, and what on earth happened there? Did you see his health? It like seemed to miss, and then he chunked down to just 1,800 health. Not sure what happened there. Might have been all the cannons coming in and actually wrecking him with quite a few decent shots. More Skeleton Horsemen do hop onto this the Hammer of Witches, and once again he's quick to respond with the Empire Knights, but it's not quick enough, and it looks like the cannons are in fact going down. Fate of Buna hopping down on these Empire Knights, and a summon of Skeleton Spearmen as well to bog in these Empire Knights, as Necropolis Knights with Halberds do come in, and they will slaughter the Empire Knights incredibly quickly. So really nice early swarm coming in by King of the Dead. One great cannon is completely shut off, and another one is routing as well. As for the front line, Nekakar warriors are going to take their sweet time destroying these spearmen as they're chevroned up, but they should eventually be able to win the front line. Sigmar Sons trying their best as well, but overall, the front line isn't really the main priority right now. All of this backline pressure is insane. Down goes Settra, completely shot to pieces in the end by Outriders and Empire Knights and cannons and so forth. But the Necropolis Knights coming in, trying to punish Boris himself as well. Empire Knights have now been broken. That's going to allow the halberded sneaky snakes to push back these outriders if they so deem it as well. More knights come crashing in after the horsemen here, but snakes do retaliate, and the snakes will be able to pull down these Empire Knights very, very effectively. Ooh, more great cannon shots coming in as well. Trying their best here to take down as many knights, protecting Boris, who's taking a bit of a beating. But does he have some kind of blast? Maybe that's what did it. He has a magic missile. I barely ever see this. Does magic and fire damage coming in and doing some really good work with those fireballs as well. Taking down so many of the snakes and helping protect Boris here, who's getting very beat up. And this game is going in favour of the Empire here. Nekakar Warriors really struggling up against these spearmen. I know they're chevroned up. They are having a real bad time of it. Trading fairly equally, and we do unfortunately have one unit of Nekakar Warriors who were forgotten, and some horsemen who need to come back into the fray. The question is, can anything finish off Boris here? Some of you shops in the back are going to be shutting down at the Hammer of Witches, which is really nice play. More great cannon crews though are starting to rally, getting those decent shots in and really punishing those snakes. And that is some really good play here. The snakes are what's causing the majority of the problems for the Empire Knights and so forth. Boris, trying his best here, is probably going to survive up against these halberded snakes here, as he does have some help from cannon support. King Nikish's Scorpion Legion coming in as well, and all of a sudden all of these cannons are being shut down very effectively. Horsemen as well are going to be chasing these guys down and escorting the knights off the field. Another fireball coming into these knights here, but they managed to hold, and there's still 8 men strong as well. Now the Outriders are on the perfect target. Destroy Nekakar Warriors is what they're for. Up to 45 kills, and each volley is getting them more and more damage done. Boris struggling to shake off these little knights here, which is quite surprising, but he hasn't taken too much damage, I suppose. And in the front line, it looks like some spearmen have sandwiched some Nekakar Warriors, and some of you shops trying to get in here to help finish off these Sigma Suns and relieve these Nekakar Warriors in the front of the line. More units also chasing off spearmen, but probably need to come back to the main fray, use the horsemen to chase off units. But it looks like most of the cannons, for the most part, have been shattered off, which is really nice play by King. They're in a real close back and forth game here. The Necropolis Knights trying their best now to drag down Boris, and he is slowly falling down to 1,000 health as Nekakar Horsemen do chase off the Outriders. Really nice play. Empire Knights trying to keep up to protect their buddies there. Perhaps the Outriders will need to actually turn and engage this just to allow the sandwich coming in. They try and turn. They need to charge rather than take the charge, I feel. But now they're going to be taken away, and the Empire Knights can get a nice rear charge on the Warriors over on the side. But it looks like disaster. Some of the snakes, I don't know how all the snakes all of a sudden died very quickly. Maybe another fireball or blast coming in by the Bright Wizard. But Boris is looking to survive. There's now 800 health up against the Knights, who are on 700 health themselves. Nekakar Horsemen swooping in as well. This is such a close fight here. It really is anyone's game, but I feel like the Empire have the advantage. Outriders now shooting some decent shots against the King Nikish's Scorpion Legion. Do a fantastic job bringing those down. Boris is trying to flee now, which is very risky, as he's been taking all those rear attacks down to just 700 health, but he is healing up as well with that Midland Runefang. It looks like he's going to be able to escape. I feel like the Empire have this. It is so close, but I think they've just about got it. I need to double check if 4 Great Cannons is legal, but we will see. Looks like Empire Knights are being dragged down here. Unfortunately, they are routing, and they have completely shattered now. So these Knights and Horsemen doing a good job there, but they are down to just 2 models each. Boris does land. He needs to charge in and try and assassinate him where possible. Outriders are being pulled down, and the main infantry fight is going in favour of the Empire's army losses set in, and GG overall. Build is legal. Thank you. Thank you, PopMap, for letting me know. And what a build! Those great cannons. I don't know what happened to not such Arkham. He got hit by like a fireball, did a tiny bit of damage, and all of a sudden his health chunked down to about 1/3. But yes, I think you're right. It must have been a cannonball, or maybe even 2 cannonballs. GG! The king doth fall. I thought there was only on corner Vanguard. Coming in from behind and hunting down his poor cannons, but really good play. Nice defensive play overall. So A-Move Hacker, you're going to be up next, my friend. Oh god, what's he changed his name to? Is it King of the Woods? I'll drop him a message on Discord quick. So, Stefan, luckily, yeah, well played. King of the Hill, what's up, Optimus Prime? Yes, GG's all round. Cast that one. Can you... Let's hop on Discord quick. A move. You're up, bro. So park map, just to let you know, I've completely switched you with Palpatine, if that's okay. So you've literally just taken his place in the queue. So you're going to be playing a little bit later, but you do just have a move hacker, Vayash, and then you will be coming in, if that's all good, man. Cheers as well for switching, that really does help out. That was some good fun. So let's switch the map as well. Let's go for this and update the scoreboard. So Papa P, the mighty Papa Palpatine, representing DVD there, managed to pull down a King of the Dead with a 2-win streak. And we'll update that, so a move should be coming in now. Let's see if he's online. Is he online? I have so many people on Discord now to search through. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, yeah, he's online. He's not quite on Total Warhammer yet, but we'll give him a few minutes to pop in. If not, we can always move forward and move him down the queue a bit. And we still have Suave and Alric Ral as well, waiting in the wings as backup in case anything does happen. I'm just having a little quick look through chat now. Perfect pop map. Thank you. Thank you, my dude. But yes, that was a really good game overall. Some good stuff. So, waiting on main move. Perfect, I can. Yes. So that will be up on the channel soon as well. We have Scourge of the West, though I did send in some replays. We're going to get one of those up on the channel as well. So they look like some quite good games. And then we'll class that one as well. Perhaps later next week. Give me a sec, no worries. So a move is just sent me a message. He's going to be popping on in 2 seconds. And we will get cracking. So we have a move will be our next challenger. Then the mighty and powerful Vayash coming in. Park map and Poison Ducky holding up the rear as well. Just trying to nip in at the end there and steal the kill. Get that cheeky little crown. So now, guys, as we wait for a move to load up Total War and hop on, feel free to ask me any questions. As now is the best time in this little bit of downtime we have going. The king has been slain. He has indeed. He has indeed. Check through. Yeah, looks like we're all good. Always just check Discord every now and again. We did have one more player who wants to join in, who we're going to try and get next time as well. A move is on Tomb Raider at the moment. Oh god. Did I catch how much damage the blast item did? It did pretty decent. Versus the snakes. Cannons double hit Arkan. So hopefully Amy will get to a save point and then hop on in just a second. We'll give him 5 minutes. If not, we'll just switch him and Vayash around to keep things moving as quick as possible. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I don't think I've ever seen Blast used, which is quite fun. Like the little item they used. Right, if you guys are enjoying, please do consider giving the stream a big old thumbs up. I feel bad for constantly asking for people to thumbs up and subscribe and all that good stuff, but it super helps out the channel, especially because we're such a small channel and growing. It really helps support. And if you want to support in any other ways as well, I do have a Patreon account just in the description down below, as well as a Discord as well if you want to hop in and get involved in these type of things in the future. I played some awesome games earlier today up against, I want to say his name's Samurai Warrior, who is in fact an Italian YouTuber, and had some really awesome games. So you'll be seeing those shortly. I'm not going to cast them yet because they are in fact for an event. I'm not sure if I'm meant to say what the event is yet, so it's under wraps for now, but we did play some awesome games in a very cool event that he in fact did organise. So you'll be seeing those on the channel shortly. What's up, Magnus? Hope you're doing good, man. We're about halfway through now of the King of the Hill. Maybe not quite. We've had a King of the Dead play, Zomerix, Darth Pendragon, and Papa Palpatine. So yeah, we actually had 4 up, haven't we? So then we have a move hacker coming in now, Vayash, Park Map, and Poison Ducky to go. I also fireballed him, but was surprised he was already that low. Yes, I really like that sniping potential, the synergy between the blast, fireball, and all the cannons. Some fantastic sniping potential up against the Tomb Kings. It did work. Getting his cannons back online really helped him out in that game. How are you doing in these times? I'm doing okay. I mean, my life hasn't changed too much. I'm still having to go into work because my job counts as like essential or pivotal or whatever it is called. Wait, who are you talking about? Italian YouTuber? I was on the phone. I'll explain in a sec, Ronan. But yes, yeah, my life's pretty much the same at the moment. It's just weird going about, and it's the worst thing away. Is the worst thing is there's much more worse things. People obviously very ill and so forth. But one more trivial thing, I suppose, that's more annoying is my hairdresser's closed, and my hair looks horrible when it's long and curly, and it's currently long and curly, so I'm gonna have to wait, which sucks. So yes, Ron, I played against an Italian YouTuber who was hosting an event, which I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say yet what the event is, but it's very, very cool. I'm very glad to be invited to play in it. It was a super cool event, and yeah, you'll see some replay soon. I can't really say anything. I need to speak to him before. I don't know when I'm allowed to announce stuff on the channel and stuff, but it should be good. He's called Samurai Warrior, but his YouTube channel, I believe he runs with a different player as well. And I'm gonna forget the name, so hang on a sec. Let me pop back. I don't want to say his name. Let's get him up. Oh no, I don't have it on here, do I? Because I was speaking to him in game chat. No! If anyone knows who Samurai Warrior YouTube channel is, please let me know and then I can drop a link to it. I'll drop a link anyway at the end. Oh, what's the password? Cool. Looks like A-Move is online. Yes, I will drop a link to him. Just make a Slayer Mohawk. Man, I don't know if that would work. I love the optimism, but I don't know if I'd be able to pull off a Slayer Mohawk. But yeah, Samurai Warrior, very nice guy, super cool dude. Oh, is it a clan who runs his YouTube page? If you can drop a link to, or like, I don't think links work yet because I need to get a certain amount of subs before I can drop hyperlinks and stuff in chat, before I can unlock the next set of chat abilities. But yeah, if you can message what his YouTube channel is in chat, that'd be really useful, Renan. I'm in. Ah, there we go. Tactics of Changarino. Yo, dude. I have no idea what's going on. He's like not loaded in fully here. I may have to reset the lobby. As it looks like him joining has broken chat as well. Oh no, there he goes. He's popped in. Okay, it's sorting itself out. Papa P to pick and ban 2. Love the name. What a name. A-Move is a bit of staple on the channel. He's played in quite a lot of King of the Hills and tournaments. Very good player as well, and you will see him in Season 3's finals, which should be some good fun. He's a bit of a beast. So we'll see. He's a big fan of the Dowie, which is kind of his OGs, one of the factions he hasn't used quite so much recently, but is very good indeed with them, but also likes to bring lizard men quite a lot recently, which I enjoy. A-Move has certainly broadened his horizons in kind of the recent year or so of different armies that he brings, and he's a very, very, very talented player, so we'll see if he can claim the crown. You going for it? You'll be fast? No worries, Pop Map, there's still a couple of games before you're on. There you go! Yes, Ronan, thank you, that is the name. So if you speak Italian, I believe everything is spoken in Italian on the channel, but if you can do Italian, I know we've got a few Italians in chat and so forth, feel free to check out their channel. It's going to be Chaos Ban, Counts and Pirates, so Papa Palpatine is bringing the Chaos Hammer hard here. Be interesting to see what A-Move picks. He may be going greenskins, which would be very cool. I'm not sure if he is made up his mind just yet. But we will see. I've been banned from saying this map's name, unfortunately, because I always say it wrong, but I believe it's Langwill. That's what we're going to go with, Langwill, which is a pretty cool map, very competitive. It's got some open patches, but also it does have some nice tree lines, so you can do some pretty decent flanking, sneaky stabbings, and there's also a lot of potential for vanguards. And we have greenskins, so A-Move, in fact, is going for the mighty War here. An interesting matchup I don't see too often between these two. So it should be some good fun. Blackhawks can certainly put a pounding down on Chaos Warriors and so forth. But at the same time, they tend to struggle with the big, nasty monsters. So I certainly expect to see Kolak and maybe even a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth coming in with Duck Palpatine's forces here. It'll be interesting to see how he changes that, though. Maybe coming in just with some lots of different bits of poison and so forth to drag them down, or maybe even a double giant could be some good fun. That could be some pretty awesome stuff. Which should be good. Looks like they just assigned the matchups. Gonna have a quick drink. Keep me active, keep me going. And after these guys, we have Vayash, Park Map, and Poison Ducky. Which is certainly going to be some good fun games. Let's have a little look through. I'll have a little quick look at chat to see what you guys thought of that last game. My name is Lorax and I speak for the trees and they are speaking Treekinese. Yes, those are... King of the Dead games were pretty damn crazy. One of the fastest games I've ever seen, and then an absolute couple of grinders as well. It was good to see. But yeah, that cannon doing a double hit, I think, is a bit of a glitch. So sometimes when a cannon hits a chariot, I guess it hits the front of the model, but the cannonball keeps going, as it often has the momentum, and it's not large enough to stop it. So I guess it then clips the back of the model again as well. So I definitely think there was at least one double hit in there, as Arkan got absolutely destroyed there by that cannon fire. But nice synergy as well with the fireballs and blasts, helping to do that consistent damage, which ended up being a very close game indeed. So what do you guys normally pick in this matchup if you were the greenskins? I feel like Chaos can take it a multiple number of ways. You can go hardcore heavy infantry, which greenskins can struggle with, but once again, big monsters are so good. I quite like Manticores in this matchup as well to chase down Azag and dominate the skies apart from that. But yeah, you can even go long and wide with Marauders as well and just try and swarm the greenskins, as Marauders do a decent amount of damage. As for the greenskins, I'm praying we see a Snarsnick Goblin build. That'd be so cool. But Squig Hoppers could definitely be a pick here with their anti-infantry and armor-piercing attacks could be quite useful, the Squig Hoppers and so forth. And then maybe just trying to swarm the opponents with one or two Blackhawks mixed in. You could have Durassi Arrows as well, trying to negate some of that armor. Equally, Double Giant could work pretty well as well. I think there's multiple options, but I struggle with greenskins. I do like playing them, and I play them quite a bit now and again. But I like them more thematically. But it's highly likely we're going to see Greenskin High Elf DLC. I feel like it's going to be coming next month. And it's definitely going to be... There's so many awesome units left for both factions. Probably going to be seeing some Skycutters. What are we going to see for greenskins? Probably some of the more variations of trolls. There's these really cool, like, golem type creatures they have. I don't know the name off the top of my head. I believe Italian Spartacus actually did a video about them recently, which is quite funny because they were one of the units I was speaking to someone about that we thought were going to be in the game. And they did a video on it, which is quite cool. So they got a good shout coming in as well. They're like idols of Gork and Morg. You can go long and wide. That's what she said. Bow chicka bow wow. I did actually think of that a little bit as I said it. I was like, oh, no one's gonna catch that. But Dog did indeed. And here we go. Should be some good fun. Can Papa Palpatine hold on to his crown and tie with King of the Dead, who did get 2 wins? I'm just gonna write that down so I don't forget. 2 wins. Got a little whiteboard next to me so I can do the list, and let's get cracking. So as I said before, nice open plain here where you can get a bit of a slaughterfest coming in, but there are trees around the peripheries and dotted in several sections in the centre, allowing you to do some sneaky snabbings, lobbing up in the forest to take down large creatures, and approach your opponent quite quickly without taking too much damage on the way in. You'll often see defensive forces kind of deploy over here and force an opponent out of the trees, but at the same time you can still close the distance relatively well as we do load in here. Don't worry too much about the loading in time at the start. That's not indicative of how the Wi-Fi is or whatever. That's just people's computers loading in. You'll be able to see if there's any lag and stuff once you hop in. But we're being quite blessed today. Rogue Idols. Thank you, Doug. Thank you. Rogue Idols of Gork and Mork. They look particularly cool. And I can certainly see them coming in with the DLC. We've also got, like, there's so many high elf lords we could get. It's probably going to be the one who flies on the Griffin, but Imric the Dragon Prince would be so cool if he came in. But maybe that could be some free content or something at some point. There's a lot of greenskins as well. There's like the original war boss, whose name I forget. He could be quite cool, but I assume it's going to be Grom the Paunch coming in. I'm sure good. Also, we're in a little bit of problems loading in here. Hopefully the game doesn't lag out or close or anything, which can happen from time to time, unfortunately, when people are connecting from all across the world and so forth. Come on, guys. Someone's PC is struggling just a little bit, but that's fine. We're just going to keep zooming around the map as we do see some beautiful Bretonian architecture in the distance there. And these guys can be cowering on top of their castles as they watch the battle unfold below. Little watchtower as well. Wouldn't like to live here. I would like to live anywhere in Warhammer, but particularly outside of a big city. I mean, you're Skaven and so forth in cities, but I feel like living outside would be pretty disastrous as well. You're just going to get raided. No matter what you do, no matter where you live, you're pretty much doomed. I'd probably stay somewhere in the High Elf lands, very central, kind of deep into the island, where it'd be nice and cozy. I feel like one of them may have dropped here, because normally, I've had both these guys on the channel before, and they normally don't take this long to load in. But hopefully that's not the case. The top bar hasn't come into play yet either, which is normally a good show of when we're going to start. But if the game doesn't load in, we'll simply get them both back into the lobby, restart it with the same armies. So let's hop into Discord. Cool, no questions yet from there. Hop back in. It's not looking good. Come on, guys. I'm assuming someone's going to drop, but we should just be able to restart the lobby and hop in again, which should be fine. So just to reorder, just for you guys who don't know, we do have a move hacker now up against Papa Palpatine, Vayash, Park Map, and Poison Ducky, who will be coming in here. So yeah, I feel like this is going to count down, because normally it never gets this long. Let's check Discord. Got a load of messages, but none of them are important by the looks of it. Okay. Yeah. Let's see if... Just send them a message on Discord and see if one of their games crashed. Say it won't be working, so don't hold your breath on Speculation DLC. That is true. That is my one worry. I feel like they've got it ready. Oh! What? We just pop in with like 10 seconds to go. Well, lol. Okay. Interesting. Hopefully they're both still here. Looks like they're moving their armies around. Right, let's hop into this. But yes, I agree. Unfortunately, CA might have to delay their DLCs because of the virus, but they might better work from home. But who knows? Who knows? Anyway, let's get into Tactics of Changarino. The mighty forces of A-Move Hack here, coming with a very goblin-heavy build. We have the 8-peak loonies. Love to see those guys mixed in with the Warlord's boys. And looks like that's mainly it for front line. We just have a couple of units of goblins as well, so very light on the front line, coming with the regiment round goblins and a few other units. Very heavy here, though, with Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Well, a ton of those along the front line, including Morgrub's mangy Marauders. You know, I don't get to see it terribly often, but the regiment round Goblin Wolf Archers looking so cool. They're sneaky stabbing knives. We have some trolls to saturate on top of that front line to do some serious damage. We also have a squig herd or two as well. Coming in there, they do some decent AP anti-infantry damage. We have a big Arachnarok Spider to help deal with anti-large. A Night Goblin Shaman down here with, looks like a decent set of tools. Here's the Mad Cat Mushroom, Itchy Nuisance, Vindictive Glare, which we'll probably see in conjunction with the Mushroom, and Sneaky Stabbins. For his lord, we have a Night Goblin Warboss. What a hero! Riding on a squig here. Obviously, going to be bringing in Spite of the Bad Moon, the War, but the Tormentor Sword's the big one. Minus 24 melee attack and cannot move. And then in the back lines, we have a load of Night Goblin Archers. Oh, looks like basic Goblin Archers as well mixed in. Really cool, interesting builds coming in from A-Move. I don't know how I feel about it. Well, I feel like it's fantastic. I don't know how well it's going to do, but we'll have to see. Now, coming in for the Forces of Chaos and the current King, Palpatine. In the front line, we have a ton of Marauders chevroned up. He does indeed like his chevroned units in the front line. Could do decent work up against the Goblins, should be able to run over and help swarm. We have a couple of units of Chaos Spawn as well. Of course, going to be unbreakable, getting in there and be a really sticky unit to deal with. In the back lines, we have some Chosen with great weapons. Here, just designed in case A-Move did bring any thick armoured Black Orcs and so forth, hiding in the trees as a secondary line. We have some Chaos Knights with Lances as well. And looks like that may be it for the majority of his forces. Right in the back here, we do have the Mirror Guard protecting a Hell Cannon, once again designed to kill Black Orcs and so forth. It will still do decent long-range damage, but it doesn't unfortunately have too many good targets here. We do have an Exalted Hero as well, up on top of a Manticore, and a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Death coming in, perfect for sniping out Goblin Lords with Fated Buna and Spirit Leech. He can simply pop on top of that Goblin and Spirit Leech him to death all day. In the back lines, we have some Chaos Warhounds with Poison, and over in here, some basic Chaos Warhounds as well. This is going to be super fun. This is so micro-intensive, but I've seen A-Move do similar builds of Lizardmen, coming in with lots of hunting packs, and he does such a fantastic job. It could be really cool. Good luck, have fun. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm so excited to see how this green skin build works. This is very, very intriguing indeed. I just don't know where the punch is going to come from. We have Durasti arrows as well, which can be useful. And of course we do have the spider and so forth. Hopefully we don't have any lag. No, looks like they're all good. Cool. So just checking out both each other's armies before they're going to start advancing. And the Hell Cannon does fling its first shots in. What is it going to be aiming at? Dun dun. Dun dun. Dun dun. Goblins! Well, they hit the Squig Herd as well, which is not a bad shout, trying to get those guys to rampage and force them forward early on. I'm sure he'll be choosing his targets soon, and he does switch his targets indeed. Over on this flank, we do have Chaos Warhounds chasing down some poor Forest Goblin Spider Riders, who are going to be able to fall back, though, to their allied ones, who will be able to come in here and help deal with those Chaos Warhounds. We do have two Hounds on this flank, so we're going to see some early skirmish play coming in. Nice play coming in with the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, protecting his archers as best as possible, as more Warhounds do pop in as well. They are going to get the support tier of these archer units. So interesting fight coming down here. It looks like the Chaos Marauders and Chosen have started to be spotted, as A-Move does move up his Forest Goblin Spider Riders here, just to have a little cheeky peek and see what's going on. Let's get swamped on by the Exalted Hero, but he should be able to pull back fairly quickly here, as more Hell Cannon shots do come in, targeting down the Rusty Arrows. Oh no, just basic Goblin Archers here, but it is a bit of a swing and a miss, unfortunately, for them. And over here, it looks like the Chaos Warhounds are having a bit of a bad time up against the Goblins. Squig Herds even coming in and supporting as well. Looks like the other Hounds did manage to escape though, but they took a little bit of damage. And in come the Chaos Knights. They're going to be a whole different tool to deal with. But Trolls are coming over here as well to help assist, which could work fairly effectively here. Looks like we in fact did have 3 units of Chaos Warhounds overall, but 2 of them are now broken as the Knights do come charging in. But Goblins are happy to take this fight, poison these guys, and help protect Morgrub's Mangy Marauders. Who are going to be coming in there doing some decent damage as Trolls also start to push forward. The rest of the Goblins quite happy just to sit back for now and take that Hell Cannon fire as they're dealing with the skirmish. And a nice little shot coming in by the Night Goblin Shaman onto the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Death, doing some okay damage. That Hell Cannon seems to be missing, unfortunately, quite a lot. Night Goblin Warboss has decided to fall back a little bit. Chaos Hounds have been broken, but at the same time, so some Forest Goblin Spider Riders, so a little bit of tit for tat. But also down here, Chaos Knights being forced back as the Trolls do advance. And unfortunately, Squig Herds are out of control onto the Chaos Warhounds, but in come the Trolls. Chaos Knights, if I were you, would be falling back here, allow the great weapons to come in before then returning to assist. So we do have some Forest Goblin Spider Archers coming around the flank here as well, going to be getting some nice attacks in. And Trolls are doing very effective damage up against the Chaos Knights with Lances here, with the help from Morgrubs and Mangy Marauders as well, doing that consistent fire over the top, but in come the Chosen. The rest of the Goblin forces, we do have a Fate of Buna onto 8-peak Loonies. That's a lot of Winds of Magic. I'd probably just save up for the Spirit Leeches and just spam them where possible on top of that pesky little Goblin, rather than wasting all that money on a 8-pig Loonies. Although, you know, they are very powerful and it will soon do a decent amount of damage. Chaos Sorcerer being forced back by the constant Archer fight, and the Goblins happy to sit back here and tank that Hell Cannon shots. Trolls are falling back as well away from the Chosen. They put a massive pounding down on these Chaos Knights, who have fallen back to help protect the back line, as Forest Goblin Spider Archers did try to sneak in. They did some okay damage here up against the Hell Cannon. Oh, cannon shots coming. Not really managed to get any value. And it looks like he's actually trying to target the Night Goblin War Boss. That would explain it. I would certainly be targeting some of the big blobs instead. Nice archer fire coming on that Chaos Sorcerer as Tormentor Sword has locked him in place. His Spirit Leech is coming down on the Night Goblin War Boss. But he could get stuck down there for a little bit, allowing him to take a few more volleys as well. He's taking quite a lot of damage, unfortunately. Chosen did move forward to mop up, but Trolls once again coming back. They're having a little cheeky look. Forest Goblin Spiral Rise are being forced off the field, but it looks like all of the Hounds did get destroyed, and the Chaos Knights took an absolute beating. So really nice early play coming in by a move here, as the rest of the forces do start to push forward. Unfortunately, that bold Night Goblin Warboss, Insanity here, pushing all the way into the back line. I'm assuming he wanted to pop another Tormentor Sword. He's popped a what? What on earth? He moved forward here and got absolutely wrecked by everything. I don't know if there's a backup plan here. But odd choice, maybe a bit of a misclick there from A-Move. He certainly had the advantage in the battle. So a bit of a disaster losing his leadership there so early. Down on the low ground, Trolls beating the crap out of Knights, though with the help of Squig Herds as well, these are certainly going to be some dead Knights, so that is going well. As for the main line, these Kelspawn are going to be a bit of a pest to deal with, but the Marauders will be beaten down by Trolls and swarmed by Goblins in general as well. Now, where is that Warboss? Did he manage to escape? I do not see him anywhere. So he may well be dead, which is a bit of a disaster for the Greenskins, who really struggle with that leadership. We have Squig Herds, though, lapping round the back side here. Going to be able to hop on top of these Chaos and so forth. Ragnarok Spider is falling back here as well, trying to protect the archers where possible up against that Exalted Hero. Over on the flanks, the Greenskins are swarming very effectively, dragging these Chosen with great weapons away from the main fight, using the added speed as well to chase off some Chaos Knights and wrap behind and get on top of the Hell Cannon where possible, which Squigs are trying to do quite effectively here. Got Goblins going back as well to pressure. Forest Goblin and Spider Archers firing shots into the spawn, which is a perfect target for them, as the Marauders really starting to struggle up against Trolls. In the back line, Ragnarok Spider actually shooting some shots at the Exalted Hero there, but needs to turn around and fend off these Chaos Spawn, who are starting to munch on these archers very, very quickly here, which is a bit of a problem here for A-Move and the Greenskins. More Hell Cannon shots still being flung in, but unfortunately, a really nice play here by A-Move. So he comes in with the Squigs, forcing the Mirror Guards to engage, and then swarms with the Goblins from the trees on top of this Hell Cannon. So one unit is actually going for some rear attacks, the other one's shut those guys down. Troll's going to come in to try and do a bit of battering onto Chosen with help of Goblins. But unfortunately, those Chaos Knights were allowed to rally, and they can still do some decent shock damage with 14 models. Coming in, they're going to be flinging Goblins all over the place. You see those guys go absolutely flying. Will assist in helping take down those Trolls and tanking their leadership. Goblin Great Shaman looks a little bit confused in the middle of the battlefield there, trying to pull this army together as best he can after the loss of his Liege Lord. I feel like the Chaos may be able to drag this through now. It's going to be quite hard at protecting all these Goblin Archers who are all rallying, but they have no protection from this Chaos Sorcerer here. And the Trolls are being beaten in the back line. Ragnarok Spider taking huge amounts of damage as well. In the back here, Mirror Guard is going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with, but they have managed to shut down the Hell Cannon, which is a nice play, as the Forest Goblin Spiral Rise do even push forward as well, just getting some early shots in, as we see some of these glorious fanatics swinging through the Chosen, taking down a few models as they go. What a life, eh? Living the life of a madcap mushroom greenskin gobbo. Chaos Knights are slowly being dragged down here. Mangy Marauders popping into combat, trying to pull those guys out and break them. They are currently -7 leadership and they are forced off. That should manage to rescue the Trolls here. In the back line, though, I feel like Chaos just have too much punch about them left. There's not enough to really drag those guys down. But if the Chaos Sorcerer Lord does get himself killed, that could be a big disaster. He drops a really nice Spirit Leech down at Ragnarok Spider, but taking huge amounts of missile fire down to just 1,100 health, which is pretty low, but at the same time, not too bad. Now, the Archers need to start firing into these Chaos Spawn and assisting the Ragnarok Spider as much as possible. And this game is still very, very open. Nice assassination here, though, by the Exalted Hero, flinging that Goblin Shaman to the ground. And he's going to be very lucky to get away here. 47 health, he does in fact shatter, pushing the balance power massively in favour of the Chaos here. I think that's going to be game. That's a really unlucky. I think it must have been a misclick by the Goblin Warboss to charge into the back line there. Did his best Leroy Jenkins impression, because if he had stayed alive, the early parts of the game would go very, very well for the Greenskins here. So a little bit unfortunate there, but still, maybe he had a plan. Maybe he thought he had a Tormentor Sword locked up. He was going to drop a big one and run away to troll a little bit. But unfortunately, it looks like this is going to be probably a win for the Chaos here. We do have some rallying Greenskin units, though, and A-Move is fighting to the death, which is always good to see. But the Chaos Sorcerer is simply going to stay up in the air and away from the main fight. The Archers do try to rally to the Ragnarok Spider, doing some really decent damage to some Chaos Spawn, and perhaps Perhaps there is hope here if the Arachnarok Spider can finish off this spawn and protect these archers and perhaps even snipe out the Chaos Sorcerer. But it's going to be tough. It is going to be super tough. Especially with all their leadership tanks. Trolls, these trolls could heal up and do some decent damage, but instead, Duck Palpatine here, or Puff Palpatine, going to be isolating them, terror outing them, forcing them off, and mulching on their flesh. Which I wouldn't recommend. Troll flesh, not tasty. So Chaos Spawn are slightly being dragged down though, pulling the balance power slightly back, but there's still a relatively healthy Exalted Hero. And if he just dive bombs the Night Goblins, there's not too much they can do for protection. Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archer's been flung into combat, desperately trying to hold up these forces here. So Arachnarok Spider is trying his best to hold the line with some trolls, but they are unfortunately terrified off. And in comes the Spider, trying to tank down that Exalted Hero. Archers fleeing in all directions, but unfortunately some rallying Chaos Marauders marauding through the back lines are going to be hopping onto these guys to shut them down. And the one Spider just simply isn't going to be enough, I don't think, to shut down all these troops. Although, some nice fire coming in as these guys do try and run, taking a huge amount of damage here. Is that going to tank their leadership enough? No, it looks like they're still relatively healthy and happy to go in. Chaos Forest Goblin Spider Riders do come in low and flatten those guys, forcing them to start to run. Really last-ditch effort here by A-Move to keep the game going, which is he may be able to do, but Arachnarok Spider started to waver now, surrounded by Chaos Spawn and the Exalted Hero. He does have some Overwatch fire coming in by the Goblin Archers, but not to Rusty Arrows, unfortunately. They are trying to fend for themselves here, constantly shooting shots into the Mirror Guard, as Goblins protect them as best that they can. In the back line, though, Chaos Sorcerer hunting down troops where he can, finish them off, but we do have some rallying troops in the distance here. We have the ultimate fight between Chaos Marauders and some Gobbos, and it looks like the Gobbos actually win that fight. Those Marauders are going to live to tell the tale, but I don't think that is a tale they want to tell. Goblins trying to rally as well, but down goes Arachnarok Spider, and the forces of the Gobbos are in full rout now, falling back wherever they can, and it's just... It was such a nice build, and it nearly worked. It's so unfortunate and frustrating that that Lord died as quickly as he did, charging in. But he's still very, very well played to the Chaos here. Got to give credit where credit is due. Taking down these guys very effectively and representing DBD strongly, which is always nice to see. And Squawk coming in, eating some of these poor trolls. One does go down here. They are going to start to rout. And there's no way he's going to let that Spider come back in. He's definitely going to have to force him away as the Archers try and get value where possible. Mirrorguard chasing down to Rusty Arrows. Goblins trying to do a bit of a skirmish in here, but there's two units chasing to them. It's simply not going to work. And they will be hunted down. Chaos Sorcerer also going to be hopping on top of some Goblin Archers, which isn't a bad shout. And Spider, as predicted, is getting escorted off the field here. In comes the Chaos Sorcerer, hopping down and munching on some Goblin Archers. Good luck, man. This game, 4 times cast on VG was blocked by the tree. Oh no! That is annoying. Vindictive Gear blocked by the tree. That can happen, unfortunately, with magic missiles. It can be a little bit tough. Spicy Hell Cannon pick, indeed, Poison Ducky. The Gobbo boss ate too many mushrooms and thought he could take a Manticore head on. I mean, he thought he could take the army head on. He was deep in the lines, which is a little bit unfortunate there. But overall, super fun build. Just didn't quite work. And maybe if those Vindictive Glares managed to miss the trees and finish off that Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Death, yeah, maybe would have been able to pull it through. GG. Crazy build. It looks like it's bugged a little bit. Oh, don't know if it actually sent. Oh, that sucks, but I had my reasons to deploy the cannon behind the forest. Of course, it's always a good idea. Oh, so you're trying to Vindictive Glare the Hell Cannon, hence the standoff at the start. Great game. So up next, we do have Vyash. So Vyash, if you are listening, please do hop in. If not, I will send it a message on Discord. And let's change the map. Let us go all the way to the top Altdorf outskirts. The Hell Cannon actually worked. Nice pick. And let's update the scoreboard quick. Well, quickly, update scored. Let's go, Vyash. You're up. No, Pacta, I've just seen your message. Why do I always miss the sign up for King of the Hill? We'll certainly try and get you in next time, buddy. Sorry guys, replying to some messages. Cool. Unfortunately, Pacta wants to play, but we've already got a couple of backups, so it's going to be a little bit tough. And let's hop back in the game. Hey, here comes Vayash representing ODM. Hey, dude. Vayash, a very cool dude overall, and a particularly good player. Dr. Palpatine, let's see, is up to 2 wins. Yeah, 2 wins, so single. Obviously, King did that before, but he won the first game, so it's 2 wins. But of course, not including the first one, because no one is currently king at that point. But Palpatine is picking Beastmen, banning Vampire Counts. Should be some good fun. Out of Outskirts, a particularly good map as well. Oh, did I change the scoreboards to include Vash? No, I did not. There we go. Much better. I'm assuming... Oh, he's thinking. He's thinking. Sorry, Pacta bro. Sorry, my dude. Yesterday I missed 2 and signed up today I missed Duckies. They go super quick, unfortunately, the spots. But if you guys do want to play, by the way, in the future King of the Hills and so forth, my Discord link is in the description down below where I announce everything. And Pacta, we'll make sure to get you in soon, dude. We need you back on the channel, man. We haven't had you in a while. Pacta is a ODM representative himself, very good player. A very dangerous Wood Elf player as well, from what I've learned. It looks like Chaos may be getting a chance here. As well, a little mind games come up against Palpatine, his favourite faction, being used against him. Chaos versus Beastmen. This is a really cool matchup. This is some super good fun stuff. If anyone can tell me how long we've been running for as well, that would be perfect. So up after this, we do have Vayash here, the challenger up against Papa Palpatine. We then have the mighty Park Map and Poison Ducky to round up the stream. Should be good fun. Unfortunately, I can't camp the Discords. That is a problem. I've only managed to play in one of Tyrann's myself. I'm often a little bit late as well to those. But it went super well. That was some good fun. Hope you're all staying safe though, Pacta. So you're not working from home, assuming you haven't been quarantined yet. But hope you're all good. Stay safe. I unfortunately have to go out to work and deal with the general public, which is quite risky. I'm in London as well, which is the biggest hot zone, unfortunately, for the virus in London, or in Britain, sorry, at the moment. But I'm luckily enough so far I have not been infected, at least to my knowledge. 91 minutes. Thank you, Ronan. Thank you very much. So an hour and a half. Cool. So we should be able to keep it under 2.5 hours. Which unfortunately, looks like Vash is ready. Which unfortunately is why I have to limit the number of players in originally. I just had like an open list and people could just join as the stream went on. But we ended up getting like 3.5 to 4 hour streams of King of the Hill. So I had to limit it a little bit to kind of 8 or so players. We tried 8 today. We'll see how it goes in the future. That's 7 games, which is a pretty decent amount. Oh, looks like Palpatine is ready as well. Ready up, let's have a quick sip of my drink. I love Vayash's little symbol of Gandalf as well. I've got Gandalf versus Papa Palpatine, the ultimate good and ultimate evil of 2 different universes. I've been watching a ton of like Lord of the Rings clips again recently. King of Eden is by far the best Lord of the Rings character. I'm pinning that out now. I was going to make a video on it, but I don't have a video editing software that works with OBS at the moment. I was generally going to make a video of why King Theoden was the best character in Lord of the Rings. You just can't beat a redemption arc. Like it's so good, and he got the best speeches. Bernard Hill's an incredible actor. Some of the best costume design as well with his armor, and it gets my favourite moment as well in the whole of the Lord of the Rings universe. I sue them for angry people. I love it. I work with people who are angry at other people. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Let's go have a look at the challenger here. Vayash coming in with the Chaos. And the mind games are real. In the front line, we have some Chaos Marauders. Oh, looks like they're going to be dropping back in a little bit. So a ton of Chaos Marauders. Mixing with some Chosen with Halberds as well. Super elite pick. And some Mirror Guard as well. The regiment around Warriors of Chaos. So a nice, quite a nice wide front line, but also a few elite troops mixed in, and the Demon Spew! This is fantastic. Red round Forsaken, huge damage dealers will tear apart quite a lot of Beastmen, in fact. I believe they have Frenzy and Immune Psychology, so also Swarm of Flies, minus 5 attack to enemies, so quite useful in those big engagements. And we also have a ton of cav coming in. Marauder Horsemen. Looks like 4 units overall. These guys are going to be coming in and throwing their javelins, doing some decent skirmish damage. We have 1, 2 units of Chaos Warhounds, a couple of Chaos Knights with Lances as well. And I'm not normally a big fan of the bad guys. I tend to like, you know, the good guys in these type of things, the Lizard Men and so forth. But look how unbelievably rock and roll and gangster the Chaos Knights look with all their skulls, flaming horses. Who wouldn't want to be a Chaos Knight? Up in the sky, we have a Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows. Very cool pick up on top of the Manticore. Coming in with Arcane Conduit, Enfeebling Foe, and Melkoff's Mystifying Miasma. Really fun build. Be interested to see how it goes. Crazy wide. As for the Beastmen, we do have Blackhorn Ravagers on this right-hand flank. And for the main line, Ungor Spearherds mixed in with Gauls as well. So a little bit of cheap and cheerfulness. That is because the majority of his money is being placed into 2 big boys right here, the giants, and their model is pretty damn cool. I like seeing the different varieties. Beastmen certainly get some very cool giants. Just behind them, we do have a couple of units of Ungor Raiders doing their consistent fire. I'm never sure if these guys are worth it. I bring a couple myself, but it's always in the back of my mind of how much damage they realistically do, but we'll be able to see this game. 3 Razorgore Herds, who are incredibly good value for their money. They're super cheap, have nice anti-infantry and AP, and a really good mass to block in troops. We have not 1, but 2 Gore Herds. What is this madness? Coming in with their mighty axes. I haven't seen these guys too much recently. I know they're relatively popular in Total Warhammer 1, but they do have some pretty dodgy mechanics of being flung. And Malagor the Dark Omen coming in with the Mantle of Gorok and Viletide. No summon in sight, which is really nice and refreshing to see a Beastman player who's not relying on just mass summons, you know, Manticores, Chaos Spawns, and Cycles and all that stuff. It's a nice early skirmish coming by Marauder Horsemen, throwing them into Ungor Spearherds, getting some decent damage, but they really need to save their javelins for the giants. Chaos Sorcerer going to be floating up top as well, just having a little scouting trip, seeing what's going on. As Chaos do in fact fall back, allowing time for their Chaos Knights and Warhounds to really get some decent damage in. Blackhorn, it looks like there's going to be a nice pick here, but Chaos Warhounds do manage to actually rampage the Razorgore, so they've been chucked in there, sacrificing themselves to allow the Marauder Horsemen to get in at some decent damage. It's probably a fairly effective trade. Chaos Knights as well, thinking of riding uphill here and charging into this engagement, going to get some nice cycle charging as well. Over on the other flank, we have Chaos Warhounds dogging in. Dogging, not the right word here, but I can't remember what it's called, where you're dogging at someone's heels. Don't take that the wrong way. I know it sounds wrong, but like when you hunt someone down like a dogged attack. Hunting down some Ungor Raiders, and actually managing to hop on them with the assistance of some horsemen as well to fend off any Razorgore herds. Front line is about to get underway here, and it's definitely going to favour the Chaos Herds. Chosen will do a ton of work, but a real nice Viletide coming in, but do it pretty much 0 damage there for some reason. Maybe it wasn't overcast, or maybe it's just not good against armor, I suppose. So nice pick, but probably would have been better dropped on the Marauders there. In come the Gorballs as well, and hunt down some Marauders. We have consistent Ungor Raider fire coming in as well. And Razorgore's trying to protect the back line, but they're not a good unit to protect the back line. They will start to rampage and get dragged around by his Marauder Horsemen. So really nice play here by Vayash, picking on those guys and dragging them around. Horsemen do go charging into some Raiders, but at the same time get counter-charged here by Razorgore Herds. Gorballs are running over to try and assist, rolling over some Marauders where they can. Chosen holding the line fantastically, as you'd expect, already up to 55 kills, dragging through Ungor Spearherds. And in the back line, though, Chaos Marauders have been pushed back here by Gore Herds. And it's going to be quite interesting here. The Giants are slightly isolated from each other, but if they can rally up together with the Gorballs as well, it's going to be pretty damn tough. A nice early skirmishing play coming by Chaos, and it looks like there's a massive amount of forces in the back here, though, still waiting in reserve as Chaos Knights to get a little bit pinned down at fighting Razorgore Herds, not where they want to be. Balance power is slightly in favour of the Beastmen at the moment, as the Chaos are starting to try and gather all their troops together. Ungor Raiders have been picked off all over the place, and there's still the Demon Spew and the Mirror Guard as well as some fairly healthy Chosen. So even though it looks like the main line has been broken through, it's actually pretty close considering so many of the Beastmen are back here as well. Giant wading into some Marauder Horsemen who really don't want to be here, but he's going to take a little while to turn around and instead take a load of javelins in the face before plodding home once more. And both the Gore Herds running around, going toe-to-toe here with some Chaos Knights, and should get some decent tackling. Feebling Foe though has been popped, lowering that defense and attack, and he goes rolling in. Here's so many cool animations. I wish he was more useful in his kind of mechanics of him kind of pinballing around the place. In comes the Chaos Sorcerer as well, trying to snipe out the Gorbles, but both of them there, I think that is rather risky. Overcome the Marauder Horseman as well, trying to focus fire down one giant, which is a good idea. And main infantry fight going in Chaos' favour. Mirror Guard pulling apart Gore Herds over here. Chaos Marauders doing their best to pull down Malagor as well. Just come with a nice Vermintide, but once again it's on armoured troops, it's not going to do too much damage. And the Chosen Halberds are chasing this giant who does not want to get involved there at all. Really pitched battle. We need to just appreciate the micro of both of these players. Look how wide this battle has gone. There is war going on all over the place. Chaos Knights have been used to bounce around between engagements, and Duck Palpatine doing a fantastic job as well, trying to counter all of these very nasty cavalry charges, forcing a lot of units off himself. This giant here taking a decent amount of damage here, down below half health. He's going to be stomping some Mirror Guard, but taking javelins, although they are starting to run rather low on ammo, and they still have to take down two giants and all of these rather nasty Gors. Unfortunately though, the Chaos Sorcerer going far too deep onto those Gorbles, and yes, he gets down another Inferior Foe, but he has been broken off himself. Chaos Knights rallying in to try and protect him, but as I said before, Razor Gors have such good mass at pinning in troops, and unfortunately the Manticore is just about going to escape there. Going to be getting back up into the air as these Gorbles do chase him, and he should hopefully, for Vayash here, rally. 958 health, you would certainly expect so. If he could rally and then snipe out Malagor, that should be a really nice pick. Malagor, not the worst melee combatant, as I found actually earlier today using some Beastmen. Mirror Guard have managed to finally break the giant though, so good idea to chase them off. And I would surround Malagor now, take the Mirror Guard, hunt him down, and just finish him off as quickly as possible. Gorbles are starting to take a decent bit of damage. Beastmen though winning all over the battlefield here. You can see that a lot of the Chaos troops have finally been forced off. A lot of those pesky knights have been doing the Psycho Chargers, but another unit has returned. And it's a super close battle right now. It is really hard to tell. Once again, in comes the Chaos Sorcerer, but we do still have Chosen with Halberds fighting strong as well. Going to be fantastic up against his Gorbles. But Chaos Sorcerer, no, gets hit by a tree. Escape, my dude, escape. Up in the air he goes as Gorbles do chase him down. A very well played Melkoff's Mystifying Management, slowing that Gorble down, allowing the Sorcerer to escape. He got in there with some nice attacks on Malagor, so it's probably worth the risk. Also pulled the Gorbles away, and the Giants are slowly being dragged down. This one down to 400 health, and the second one now being kind of, you know, become a pin cushion for all these javelins he has taken in the butt. Malagor may be able to rally those, so 898 health, so the Sorcerer probably needs to try and fly over top and force him off where possible. Chosen with Halberds could well carry the day here, but really nice play by Palpatine, using his extra mobility, hunting down Chaos Marauders, avoiding the main fight that Vayash so desperately wants, and hunting down units where he can. Do you have a Chaos... Oh, do they rally and then just break again? Boo, bad Chaos Knights. They have been forced off, but we do have another unit coming back as well. Giant as well, trying to get back here and snipe out the Chaos Sorcerer if possible. It's a long old trek, and the Sorcerer now has managed to isolate Malagor and will be able to finish him off. The Giant here in the backline as well, being chased off by Marauder Horseman. Real good diligent play here, coming in by Vayash, showing his veteran status there. It is so valuable to chase off units like this. Down goes Malagor. That's going to give it a massive negative on balance of power and leadership for the Beastmen, which, you know, otherwise, if he didn't do that, he could have rallied, come back and cast magic and so forth. Fortunately, there is very little javelins left, if any, actually coming in for the forces of Chaos. So that giant is going to be a pain to deal with. And the balance of power, even though they just lost their lord, still in favour of the Beastmen. So in come the Chaos Knights, going to do some decent charges in on top of these Gorbles. I'd like to see these units come in and crash into the back of Blackhorn Ravagers and so forth, really help the Demon Spew and Halberds break the line, as the Halberds need to focus on this giant instead, and getting rid of the chaff would allow him to surround those forces. Gorbles do have an enfeebling foe popped on one of them, so he is slowly getting dragged down by the constant forces, and it looks like we even have Melkoff's Fire Miasma coming down the other one, and the Chaos Sorcerer Lord ballsy going in. If those Gorbles just turn and get one decent hit in, this Chaos Sorcerer could be down 900 health, does manage to escape. Pretty risky though, but comes in with some really nice shock damage. I think the Chaos have this. I think we're going to be getting a new king, guys. Super close game here. Blackhorn Ravagers, yeah, a lot of the Beastmen forces start to break. Rod Horsemen will now be able to chase them off and isolate the Giants and the Gorbals. Gorbals getting pretty low on health now. Chaos Knights doing a really good job so far. One of them starting to break as well. And yeah, all these hordes, these herds and so forth, going to be getting chased down here by the Rod Horsemen, which is sad to see. It's a sad day to see some majestic and lovely nature-loving beasts, such as the Beastmen, being pulled down as these guys do try their best to zigzag. Serpentine. And try and force their way away. Another Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma and Melkoth's and Enfeebling Foe coming down as the Chaos Sorcerer comes in for some big attacks, flinging both of the Gorbals to the ground. But very dangerous territory here for this Chaos Sorcerer. Chosen with Halberds, though, we're probably going to be able to carry the day and be able to destroy Giants and Gorbals with ease. And really quite scary play by the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Very bold play, but it has managed to work so far. He does fly back up into the sky, and both the Gorbals unfortunately do break, and the Giant stands alone. But what a game! What a game! That was pretty damn crazy. That was pretty damn insane. So GG, unfortunately, Dark Palpatine had a fantastic run of 2 games, but he is defeated here by the mighty Vash, who's chosen 180 kills, 101 on those Demon Spew, really holding the line, and some really risky but well played maneuvers with his Lord as well. I wasn't prepared for this. GG. Madness. That was some madness game indeed. Yeah, you still did a good job, Palpatine. You did a fantastic job. Yeah, man. Great game. So, we have a new king. So, up next, park map if you would like to pop in. Let's see if you're online. Yes, you are. You could advantage at some point of the game. Good. So, we'll update the scoreboard quickly. So, Palpatine does go down, currently tied with King of the Dead on 2 victories. Let's move Vash up there and switch this to Park Map. So we have Park Map and then we have Poison Ducky, who will be rounding off the stream. So Vash can still technically get both the final crown for being the last king alive at the end of the stream and the longest win streak. But if anyone manages to beat him, then we will have a tie at the top. So here is Park Map. Hey. Vash, pick. And ban 2. I did put that right. Yes. And we will be switching map to let us go. Let's go the Orgum Shard. Cool. Ducks are everywhere. They are indeed. The ducks will rule. Wasn't prepared for the Chosen. Man, those Chosen did a number on you, yeah. At the end there, even if I think you managed to snipe his Lord, they probably would have held. You might be able to break them with cycle charging and the Giants and so forth, if the Gore Herds managed to hold them in place. But they are very nasty, those Chosen. But very well played, man. Winning 2 games as well up against some top opposition. You certainly did a fantastic job. Tried a no-sun build. As well, I'm impressed with the no-sun build. I think it worked pretty well. There's a duck narrating, a duck on the comments, and a duck playing. That is true. The great duck shall rise. Wow, that is 0 damage. Yeah, that was terrible. Same in USA, Trump wants to lift the quarantine in time for Easter. Yeah. It's pretty nasty, this whole virus, unfortunately. Do stay safe, guys, and try your best to, you know, follow the rules of whatever your government is saying. We're kind of not allowed out for the most part at the moment. But it is very deadly, unfortunately. I know a few people have got it as well. I don't know this map, lol. Pick Skaven, ban Wood Elves, and Beastmen. Which is, I think Wood Elves and Beastmen both good counter picks against Skaven. Beastmen can struggle, depends on the builds. There's a lot of mind games come into play when it goes to that. But again, I think Wood Elves are really good against this. It is, what's his name? What's the Croxor Legendary Lord called? No. Nakai. It's Nakai's quest map. And park map is going Bretonia, representing the lady. Just fantastic to see. I still beat 2 great players. Palpatine, you played amazing. That is actually some of the best performances I've seen you play. Very well done, my dude. That was very, very impressive indeed. You managed to take down a move, and was it? Who did you start with? Was it King of the Dead? Did you beat King of the Dead and a move? That is no mean feat at all. That is very impressive. Which is always good to see. Cool. Let these guys sort out their builds. Have a little sip of my water. Keep me active and alive. It's Nakai, yes. The mighty Nakai. Who I wish was competitive. Someone actually brought a ancient clock score against me earlier, which is quite fun to see. Don't see too many of the clock score units. The Lizman version of Nokia's. Just an absolute tank, just a brick. Check my Discord. I've got 9+ messages. What's going on? I think we're all good. They're all from just different Discords. So we are all good. Let's hop back in game. Cool. Yep, if you guys are enjoying, please do consider giving a big old thumbs up and subscribing and all that good fun YouTube stuff that I feel obliged to say, unfortunately. Because every time you do hit that Lizardman thumbs up, or Lizardman thumbs up, YouTube thumbs up, a puppy is born into the world. But not only does that make the world a better place, we have expanded out. Now, every time you hit that like button, we not only get a puppy born, but also a kitten and a baby lizard, which is pretty good fun. And once again, if you do want to get involved in King of the Hills, tournaments so forth in the future, feel free to drop into the Discord, which is just down in the description below. The new mortars didn't help versus Wood Elves either. Or you'll think, don't know why he banned Wood Elves. Wood Elves are fantastic against Skaven. Swift, what are they called? The Scouts, Swift Shiver Shards, do so much damage. They wreck troops quite quickly. They get up nice and close. You have so many Vanguard options as well to run over the Skaven with. You can snipe from long range as well. Way Watchers, oh my god, my mind's gone so blank. You can tell I've been streaming. After I've streamed for like an hour and a half, my mind goes to like mush. The Waystalker is so good in this matchup. You bring Skrulk, he will hunt him down. Arrows of Kurnos can do huge amounts of damage. And yeah, I think it's, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong though. But I really like, I quite counterpick Skaven quite a lot with Wood Elves. Park map is ready. Can he overthrow the king? Also, Vash is very prepared for the matchup he showed me. Vash, very, very good player overall, but exceptional Skaven player. New mortars didn't help anyone. I've used them now and again. It depends on the matchup, but yeah, they're not like game breaking or anything. But they can be okay in certain matchups. Another little sip. Skaven can just bring mass infantry and mortars, and Wood Elves have trouble. Yeah, that could be true. I mean, you need to be able to shut them down, but you can, like, you close the distance so quickly, and Skaven need that time to hold back the enemy. Because you can Vanguard, you're super quick. Wild Riders run over, like, all of your troops as well. It can be real tough. Dryads as well will mulch through slaves and clan rats like nobody's business. And, like a Glade Lady up on top of an Eagle with a Waystalker, you just double Arrows of Kurnos like Skrulk or Warp Lightning Cannons and so forth, and it does so much damage, and you just sit on him all day and just shoot. Rattling Guns, though, are also a pretty good counter, I think. But yeah, it's good to see different builds with different opinions, though. Because I did a video recently of like top 5 underappreciated Wood Elf units, which I just don't feel get enough love on multiplayer, and I got a load of messages like, oh no, I use these units all the time. So it's weird to see, you know, different perspectives and what you've played. 200 gold Skaven Slave Slingers are very good versus Wood Elves. I 100% agree, Palpatine. I think they're very good. Okay, Ronan, you seem pretty convinced. I did watch a game. Oh, looks like ready. Between Zyphos and someone's game the Wood Elves, which is a really good game. Both two top players. Wood Elves just about managed to drag it through, but yeah, it's a tough game for both. It can be tough for both players. But it's interesting. The motorbikes, yeah, the motorbikes are so cool. Organ Shard, we are here. What an awesome map. Let's get this started. So it's got lots of like dips and grooves alongside these roads, which can mess up shooting quite a lot. So there's also some shot blockers as well, but it's a very cool thematic build. You can see all the mountains in the distance. And I believe this is actually set in place on the island, which is meant to represent Britain on the Total War map, which is kind of cool. We also have some trees and some hills as well for sneaky stabbings. And in the back here we have some very cool totems, I suppose, of stone in a very dark ritual. Looks like what's going on here. But without further ado, let's get into the current king, Vyash, and see how he manages to defend his, not homeland, I suppose both of these guys are kind of being invaders here. But we do have 2 Plague Claw catapults, going to be doing some decent damage from long range, especially up against peasants. But for the main line, we do have a mixture of clan rats with shields, clan Vulcan tail slashers as well. Not only do these guys have a ridiculously awesome name, look at them, flaming sworded rats. It is insane, only in Total War Warhammer. Clan rats all along the front line. Backline, we do have Regiment Renowned Teeth Breakers here, who are the Regiment Renowned Rattling Gunners. Fantastic damage, especially when the enemy gets a little bit too close. We have Clan Rats with Spears as well, dotted all around the back here. So very cheap and cheerful infantry line for the most point. We do have 2 Hell Pit Abominations, so the dreaded double Hell Pit build. And for his leadership, we do come in with an Eshin Sorcerer, who I think is probably the best of the Skaven Sorcerers. Depends on the matchup, but is very, very powerful. And it looks like Lord Skrulk himself. Very easy to snipe, but he does so much work with that Roller Corruption and Liber Bonicus, which I'm assuming he's brought both. Yes, he has. So he's going to be very powerful there. But again, only comes in with 3,500 health and 30 armor. Now, where is that Sorcerer? There we go. I'm assuming he's going to be coming in with Brittle Bones, which is such a powerful ability. But no, just coming in with the Armour of Darkness. 60 armor and 22 missile resistance is rather nice. It looks like that's it. Really fun build overall. Unless, does he have 2 wizards? No, just one. Let's have a little look at the Challenger here. Park map and his legendary forces, or platoons. We have the mighty Peasant Mobs leading the line. Looks like he's actually struggling to fit all his forces into this box, unfortunately. Peasant Mobs mixed in with Spearmen at Arms and Men at Arms for a front line. Some Battle Pilgrims as well to add a little bit of much needed punch. But once again, going very, very wide. The Holy Wardens here, Regiment Renowned Battle Pilgrims, going to be going toe-to-toe here with Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers for the most badass weapons, trying to do his best Beric Dondarrion impression. And yeah, Men at Arms, Spearmen at Arms for the main part. We have some Knights Errants in the back, a ton of cav in fact. So we have 1, 2, 3 Knights Errants, one of them being Regiments of Renown, Defenders of Fleur de Lis. Very, very cool looking dudes in overall. Then we have Knights of the Realm as well in a secondary cavalry line, 3 units in fact, and they're going to be backing up 3 units of Peasant Bowmen. Now for his leadership, let's have a little look first at his caster down here. Is this a beast caster? It is indeed. Going to be coming with Magical Summons, no doubt. Magical Summons, Flock of Doom, standard competitive pick. Really like that. And up in the sky, we have King Leon Kerr himself, looking majestic and beautiful here on top of his... I don't know if this Griffin has a special name, but he looks very powerful indeed. So without further ado, let's get this battle underway. Good luck, have fun. There's quite a long distance to cover here. Plague Claw catapults going to probably do some decent damage. I would try and do some damage to the cavalry or the battle pilgrims just to slow down their advance as much as possible, as both players do start to advance. Last little sip of water before we start. And let's get it cracking. Helpets are advancing as well. Look at these glorious, beautiful inventions. I swear he just went through the ground a bit, but oh, okay. Maybe he was just up on his hind legs and he dipped down a bit. But these guys are horrifying. Look at the little rats sticking out of the flesh. These are pretty disgusting creation, but at the same time, you got to kind of, you know, admire the handiwork of the Skaven as their forces do push up, and Plague Claw catapults, which are being protected in the backlines just by some clans with spears. I actually prefer Ishik Triads and Eshin Triads in general to protect your back line, but he's not invested too much, just 2 Plague Claw catapults, so quite like that overall. Coming in and already doing some damage to the Holy Wardens, which is a really nice pick there. Did you launch their shots in? Looks like both of them are aiming at the same target, trying to drag these guys down as much as possible early on, which is a really good play here. These guys down to already about half health. And it's going to be interesting to see if the Bretonians can break the line. Their cav needs to get active and start moving forward. Yes, the Plague Claw catapults are scary, but you need to start wrapping around and starting to poke holes where possible. Hellpit Abominations are also going to be a bit of a nightmare to deal with, but I suppose the King can deal with them, but he's got to deal with two, and this is going to be unfortunate. The Peasant Bowmen are so good in this matchup, but Plague Claw catapults destroy them so quickly, and as you can see, they're already taking a few losses. They are expendable though, which is great. But in comes the shot, and you'll see, if we do make contact, if they do in fact drop a contaminated debuff -10 leadership on Peasant Bowman is a bit of a disaster, and of course they will be fleeing. They can come back, but it does take away even more of your micro, and kind of forces you to keep on top of them and keep bringing them back. We do have some Skaven slaves here trying to hold the line, but unfortunately in comes some cav. Still some slow motion charging, which is always beautiful to see. Coming in here, and these poor rats are just going to get absolutely run over here. Already losing quite a lot of health, and these guys can probably just keep pushing through. They don't want to get swarmed or stay in the same place too long. As Knights of the Realm also come crashing all along the line, as men-at-arms do charge in as well. Battle Pilgrims versus Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers should be a pretty fun fight. They actually look like they're both charging different foes, but they're going to catch each other as the brave Holy Wardens do get in here on the front line. Plague Claw catapults still focusing down at those Peasant Bowmen. Really nice pick coming from there. And the Rattling Guns are forcing off King Leon Cole. They need to be. He is getting hammered pretty bad. He may be worth sneaking in and killing that Ancient Sorcerer if you can see him and finish him off. But it looks like a little slip of micro here by Park Map. He hasn't yet noticed, and he is getting torn apart here. Look at that consistent fire by the Teeth Breakers. Down to half health. He needs to move now. Liber is popped on him as well, and this is disastrous. No, he's literally just standing there and he's just noticed a little too late. And of course, watching from up here is so much easier to spot these things than playing. He's micromanaging so many units of cav, and of course the Teeth Breakers can also be in stalk, unfortunately, so you don't get to see them early on. And down the King does fall, and that could be GG's this early on. Hellpit Abomination starting to tear into some Knights of the Realm, doing some pretty decent damage. And Ancient Sorcerer just cackling as the front line does start to go the way of the Skaven, as a few men-at-arms do slowly get dragged down, but Knights really helping out. Wherever they hit, it is bolstering the forces of returning quite heavily here, and we're getting some nice cycle charges by Park Map coming in, trying to hammer home at that front line, but he's not managed to get anything into the back forces yet. Peasant Mob doing a nice long flank to try and wrap around, and we do have a Manticore summon as well. Might be worth going after Skrull with that guy, because he can do some serious damage. Over here, Knights of the Realm, though, slowly getting dragged down by Hellpit Abominations, and without the King, it's going to be a big struggle to bring these guys down. Peasant Bowmen also can be a decent answer, but they're all so far away off, being kept at arm's reach by these nasty Plague Claw catapults. Manticore instead hopping on the Ancient Sorcerer, can do some decent damage if the Sorcerer stays on his feet, as you see, chunking some health pretty quickly here. Sorry about that, guys, it does happen now and again, unfortunately, when players are connecting from all across the world. But it's not too bad, it is kind of stabilising for the most part. As Lord Stroke does fling his flail around, tearing down at some of those poor Battle Pilgrims. Nice summon by Vash in the back line here of Clan Rats to surround the Holy Wardens, who though, even though they took so much damage early on, still 73 kills, holding that line gloriously. Catapults coming in now trying to deal damage to these spearmen, but it looks like the Knights are slowly managing to break through. If King Leon Co was still alive, this would be a pretty decent situation overall, maybe, for the Bretonians. And I suppose there still is a lot of Skaven in the back, and they still have all the catapults firing. 65 kills on this one, 80 on the next. Looks like we're getting a second Manticore summon as well. Ancient Sorcerer has been broken, but needs to be chased off and finished. But maybe use the Manticores to hunt down the Hellpit Abominations could be the best bet here. I would take this... oh no, it looks like he's taken Defenders to hunt down the Sorcerer. That is a good play here. So Lord Stroke, very healthy in the middle here, does have Blessing of Filth popped on him. But looks like the Manticores are in fact going for him. They're trying it. I think that's probably his best way back into the game, is to tank the leadership here of this Skaven. But it's going to be pretty damn tough. Skaven slaves running off on the field here. Do have some men-at-arms who need to get active again and come back into the front line. Need to keep pushing and breaking through. Knights of the Realm as well have kind of a few avenues they can take to try and get into this back line. But the Hellpits are causing so much havoc in the front line. There's just not enough anti-large on the field to deal with them. And the Manticores do some really decent damage, but unfortunately they are summons, so they are of course going to go down. Teeth Breakers being used as a backline defensive tool is one of my favourite uses for them, using them to protect the Plague Claw catapults. Anyone comes in to try and snipe them, you obliterate them with that constant rattling gun fire. Looks like both Plague Claw catapults are going to be staying active. Peasant Mobs unfortunately did lose the Clan Rat Spearman there, and Bretonians are fleeing all over the battlefield. A lot of them have managed to rally and come back, answering the call to arms from the Damsel perhaps, and trying to avenge their Lord. Lord Stroke very healthy. This Hellpit is incredibly beat up. Fairman's doing some serious damage to that guy. He is going to disappear, and the Hellpit does have regeneration. He's simply going to heal up. stay out of the battle and do pretty good. Army losses are starting to set in, unfortunately, for the Platoons. A valiant effort there by Partmap, but unfortunately, the little misplay with King Leon Kirby stuck in the back did, unfortunately, put him on a pretty bad footing early on, and then it was always going to be a struggle up against someone who's a very good Skaven player in general. Nice Clan Rat summon as well in the back line here, just to fully force on the men-at-arms. Archers do finally manage to get back to try and do some damage, but they're already pretty beat up, and I'm sure those pesky Plague Core catapults going to be getting their eye in and starting to target those guys down as army losses do set in, and that is going to be game. That was very, very powerful there indeed. Really unfortunate from Partmap, very good player, but King Leon Kerr getting stuck there. It happens, doing a little bit of miss micro, getting pulled down by that consistent fire from the Teeth Breakers. Really put him on the back foot. King Leon Kerr was needed with those Manticore summons to take down the Hellpit Abominations. You saw they actually did a decent amount of damage to both. Now if he was in there as well, could finish them off, help snipe out Skrog, and the battle's a whole different situation. Still, nice play with the Cycle Charge and Knights, 112, 64, 67, and high 70s and so forth with kills. Really making a name for some Bretonnian Knights there. Should stop playing Brett on that map, lol. GG. So, one game to go here. One last game to go. Poison Ducky, your time to shine, my dude. And we'll be switching maps. Unfortunately, there is no... Oh, should have used the sat-nav instead of the part map. I love it. I love it. So normally we have a Raptor or Aristodemus in the chat who chooses a disgusting last map to end the stream. But we are free, guys. The chains have been let loose. They're not here. And we shall hop into a relatively standard map. Let's go. I reckon we're going to go Glacial Lake to end on. Quack, quack. Poison Ducky is coming in. Of course, for the final game. Let's update the score here quick. Flash up 2, so he's now tied up there with Papa Palpatine and King of the Dead. Can he claim the ultimate throne here? So let us change this name here. Poison Ducky. Oh, the fuck, G. Poison Ducky, there we go, a fellow duck. Always good to see. Q. Let's hop in game. One pick, one ban. Almighty King. Should be some good fun. We were playing on Glacial Lake. More DBD. Yeah, we've got so many people here, it's quite funny. Need to stop taking Brit against Skaven on big maps. Yes, that is a problem. You need to try and overload. Yes, overloading a flank can work very well. Looks like I was forgotten. No. We did have Alric, Roll, and Suave in our backup pile in case anyone did drop out, but I think everyone managed to make it. So he's picking Skaven and banning Wood Elves. Sorry chat, you're going to see some more VC. We are getting the mighty Counts coming in. Poison Ducky, a very good Counts player in general. He loves the good old spooks. Not sure what he's on about. But we will hop in and sort that in a second. Sorry chat, that's not much. Should be some good fun. So, do you guys think he's going to be able to do it? We have Poison Ducky coming in with the finest game. Final game, trying to hunt down the crown that Vayash has so far secretly managed to hide. But he's done a pretty decent job so far. Will he be able to win with a free victory? No worries. Just got a message from Suave as well. No, just you got Suave and Alec Roll. If you are listening, you guys were on the backup list in case anyone dropped, but unfortunately, everyone managed to make it. All kind of fortunate for them, I suppose. So, but we'll try and get you guys in next time. Yep. Cool. I'll message those guys afterwards anyway to sort that out. Looks like Poison Lucky is ready. So this is going to be the final game of the stream, guys. Let's go, Poison. Cosmic Master, how's it going, dude? Ninja Gatlins, they're so good. Yes, the deployment was very narrow originally, part map. You did do a good job trying to spread out, but yeah, he did a real good job pinning your knights in and so forth. I'm just going to send a message. Cool, cool. Cool, looks like everything's sorted, so I just talked to a few people there in Discord. Let's see what you guys are saying. And for those who didn't catch the announcement earlier on, Poison Lucky is a YouTuber himself. And you should definitely go check out his YouTube channel. It's very good. Mainly focuses on Total War content. Is a fellow clanmate and a fellow duck. So he does, in fact, get a bonus versus bread. But I don't think the Skaven are going to be bringing bread. And we're actually teaming up for Turin's 2v2 tournaments as team bonus versus bread, which is quite good fun. Good luck, have fun from all of them. And we will be hopping in. I used Prophetess before. She's too angry. But we'll be going into this final game here, guys. It's been a good fun stream. Lots of different kings, which is nice to see. No single player has dominated, but can Vayash rise above the rest, crown held proudly high in a bloody fist to claim glory? Or will Poison Ducky be the sneakiest of all ducks and come in here, flap his little wings, and take the crown right off the top of his head and fly away into the sunset? But yes. Glacial Lake. Rather small map overall. Pretty good fun. Again, no lake. Unless this is the lake and it's just frozen, but it looks like it's pretty deep. That's probably the case. It reminds me of the settings. Did you guys ever see the, I think it's like 2003-ish, King Arthur film? Got Keira Knightley in. They have this like big battle where there's a few of the knights at the round table against like several hundred Saxons on ice, and it looks a lot like this. It is awesome. Anyway, let's go into the almighty King Vyash's army here and have a little look. So he's been in a different build each time, which is always good fun to see. We do have a Grey Seal of Ruin here, coming in with a nasty Warpstone Scroll, Death Frenzy, Howling Warp Gale, Warp Lining, all the good stuff you would normally expect to see. And he's just living his best life. Look how happy that guy is, just rocking on his bell there, cheering as he goes. We do have a Warlock Engineer as well, just down on foot. Looks like he's going to be simply coming in with Warpstone Armour, helping as to be a little bit of a bodyguard just there. For the front line, we have a mixture of Clan Rats with Storm Vermin with swords and shields. So we're seeing a bit more of an elite build here. Council Guard as well, Regiment Renowned Halberds. It is so good to have an unbreakable unit of Skaven. An army which has low leadership, any unbreakable units is so key. Good backbone to hold that front line. Blight Scab Plague Pack as well. Come in with some really decent melee attacks here, given that containment as well, or contamination, sorry. They have magic attacks as well, and of course give immune to psychology, which is huge when coming up against the vampire counts. So a couple of units of Clan Rats and Spears, and some Skaven Slave Slingers as well. 2 Hellpit Abominations as well, going to be pretty damn nasty. These guys have been doing a lot of work, as we saw in the previous game, and a bit of a nightmare to take down. Overall, super really good competitive build overall. Let's have a little look at Poison Ducky's forces coming in the front line. A ton of zombies, the real MVPs of Total War Warhammer, should do a decent job at slowly hacking down at their foes. In the front line, we have a mixture of Skeleton Spearmen and Skeleton Warriors. And in the secondary line, we have Graveguard, including the Sternsmen, certainly going for a saturation attempt. Zombies go in, take the charge. Skeleton Spearmen pop on top of them, taking more damage. And then the Sternsmen, Graveguard, and so forth come in to try and pounce and be the real damage dealers. We have the Claw of Nagash as well. Going to be doing some... These ghosts are riding so dirty, like floating on the side. It looks so cool. Going to come in with, of course, replenishing hit points and doing that consistent damage and so forth, and minus speed and all that nasty stuff. We have a Vargulf as well, and a unit of Blood Knights to hammer home and do some decent cycle charging. The battle is underway. This is going to be a bit of a grind fest, I feel. Let's have a little look at the Leadership Corps. We do have Vlad von Carstein and the double White King. Earlier we saw this but with the double Banshee, and both work very, very effectively here. This Help Abomination is about to have an absolute whale of a time hopping on top of these zombies. If he decides to go in, but nope, he's a bit scared. Those zombies look pretty nasty, and so he's going to let the Counter Guard hop in and then take these guys out. When they do launch themselves into combat, Vlad hops instantly deep in, and the battle is underway. Zombies in the front line already getting destroyed here. Blight Scab Plague Pack already up to over 30 kills, which is pretty damn impressive. As we hear the bell does sound in the distance. Warp Lightning used fantastically here. These Blood Knights have been absolutely nuked down so far. Nice play of the Hell Pit combined with the magic here. The Vargulf attempting his best Hell Pit Abomination assassination attempt, but they actually struggle a little bit in my opinion to take down Hell Pits. It does take them a decent amount of time. With Blood Knight support, they can certainly do work. Counter Guard have pushed through the zombies, and into the back line the Hell Pit goes, trying to shut down the Claw of Nagash, which needs to scoot its boot and escape behind these skeleton warriors where possible. And the Undead Assault is starting to stall slightly. Stonesman though running in, will do some decent damage here against these Plague Monk Sensor Bearers, and also trying to effectively raise them. The Leadership Corps holding strong here, trying to isolate this Hell Pit Abomination, who does have an Overcast Death Frenzy pops on him, doing some huge work and launch himself back to his own line, which is really nice. Actually beating the crap out of one of those White Kings, unfortunately. Counter Guard doing a really decent job cutting their way through, and now pushing back onto some Skeleton Warriors. Nothing's going to be able to stop these guys at the moment, but looks like they're falling back to help protect the Grey Seer and this other Helper, who was taking a little bit of damage overall. Over on this flank though, the Claw of Nagash and Vargulf did team up to break off some Clan Rats, and this side going much better for the Counts, but the main force there really starting to struggle here. The White Kings and Vlad going to have to get their backpacks on and try to carry this game as much as possible, and assist the Stonesmen, who are doing a decent job up against the Plague Pack, but not really the foe they want to be fighting. They're taking a massive amount of damage themselves, and this has been a really good pick here overall. Another great Warp Lightning cast coming down onto these Blood Knights, force them off once again. They did have so far got 30 kills and a decent amount of damage onto the Hell Pit, as a Curse of Years does come down onto this guy, but they are once again forced off as a little bit of slow motion here as the Vargulf has a little look inside of the Hell Pit's tummy, just to see what's going on there, those disgusting rats and so forth. It's like saying good luck, have fun, so nothing about the lag, so it's a bit odd, they haven't had any lag so far, but we get some nice slow motion zombies crawling their way up from the depths to pop on top of some Skaven Slave Slings, which is a nice pick. Counter Guard chasing it down Vlad von Carstein and the White Kings. Now, he's going to do a decent job at carving these guys up, so will the White Kings, but it's going to pin him in place for a long time. And considering the rest of the battle is going fairly well for the Skaven, I quite like this as a play from Vash. Looks like he's going to dart off here, but getting his kind of useful but slow moving units like Vlad and the White Kings isolated and stuck, even if they're getting good damage and good value, as long as it allows you to win the rest of the battle, that is a perfectly fine trade in my opinion. Hell Pit Abomination is starting to go down though. Nice consistent play with the Blood Knights and Vargulf, harassing him as much as possible. We do have a nice Scorch coming down along this Grave Guard here. It looks like the Hell Pit. Oh no! Yeah, the Hell did go down on the Blood Knights as well, trying to top them up. Hell Pit getting very low, but he does have his buddy over here with him now. Claw of Nagash very deep behind enemy lines, but going to be doing a good job. And the White Kings forcing their way through here. This is pretty going close. They're trying their best here, the Vampire Counts, to get their way back into the game after a bit of a rocky start, I think. Hell Pit Abomination, Death Frenzy is popped on though, going to make it into an absolute world beater here, as the Vargulf and the Blood Knights do need to unfortunately fall back. But still, they've got some great damage on these guys so far. Need to keep up the assault, can't take your foot off the gas here, as the Hell Pit Abomination of course has regeneration and so forth, and you don't want to leave it alive for too long. Over this side, the White Kings are actually rallying the troops over here, beating back Storm Vermin and so forth, and they finally cut their way through with that Blight Scab Plague Pack, but not before it got to 129 kills. It's been very good indeed. Looks like the Warlock Engineer did get beat down earlier on, but he has returned to the fray. And the Grey Seer just trying to stay out of the way of Vlad, who is chasing him best he can, but he's a bit of a slow fellow, and the Skaven Slaves could even just slow him down if they wanted to. In the distance, Hell Pit Abomination is slowly getting dragged down here by the Vargulf. Blood Knights have unfortunately been pinned in by Counter Guard, not where they want to be, but the Claw of Nagash has managed to pop in here and helping out heal these guys and do some damage as well overall. Hell Pit Abomination still very, very healthy. The last one here, it's still holding its own, doing some decent damage. Another Death Frenzy pop down, which is putting some huge work, helping him go toe-to-toe with these Vargals. Even with such low health, he's now going to be able to force him off and regen some health up, as well as the Blood Knights going down. In the distance here, White King has managed to break off the Warlock Engineer and shatter some units in the distance, but he really needs to be back here helping out his buddies in the main line where possible. Fortunately, Claw of Nagash is getting an overcast indication the heck on him, but he's taking a huge amount of damage. White King really needs to get in between the Claw and his this big nasty Hell Pit Abomination and try and force off the Hell Pits. Getting very low health-wise here. One of them still has about 2/3 health, but the other one does in fact go down. It summons a unit of Skaven Slaves, but unfortunately no massive regeneration for him. So that is one of the big boys down, but another one to go, plus a Grey Seer. Could be pretty tough for this leadership corps to carry. White King in the back line needs to start walling his way back. He's kind of half walking, half running. Ignore the Skaven Slaves, to be honest, get back here and protect your important units like the Claw, which is unfortunately going down. We need to team up with Vlad here and the other White King and pull down the Council Guard and then try and focus fire one Hell Pit and the Grey Seer. It does put you massively on the back foot when you only have a few units. It allows your opponent to pick and choose engagements, engage, disengage where they want, and it's going to be quite tough. Vlad jumps through the Grey Seer as the bell must have told. He jumps over top and through the other side, but he is now being flung around a little bit. Doing some decent damage though. Grey Seer's got to be careful. A White King and Vlad together certainly pack a meaty punch. Balance power certainly against the count at this point, but not going too bad. Fortunately, this White King is getting flung all over the place as Vlad stabs the Hell Pit Abomination in the flank there, trying to get some decent damage. I just don't think they have enough here to take down both the Grey Seer and the Hell Pit Abomination. White King trying his best here, but he's just getting thrown down constantly, and a Death Frenzy has been popped here. Going to be doing some nice damage, allowing him to go toe-to-toe with such an elite duelist here. The other White King has been isolated here by the Hell Pit Abomination. Vlad trying desperately to get to his ally to aid him, but there is so many... Oh, this is a really cool fallen contraption here overall. But desperately trying to get through, but there's so many clan rats in the way, it's going to be a little bit tough. And in comes the Grey Seer as well, coming back in as the White King is starting to get swarmed. And I think the kingdom, the crown, the title is going to be going to Vayash here and his Skaven, if he can hold the line. We'll see. Grey Seer down to 2,600 health, but this Hell Pit relatively healthy, and one of the White Kings is getting pretty beat up as well. Some summon zombies as well, trying to help out, tear through some of the chaff off the flowers. And a lot of the Skaven are starting to break here actually. And if they can isolate the Hell Pit and then the Grey Seer, maybe the leadership core here of the Counts can hold. Maybe I spoke into it too soon here. Both White Kings though down to about half health here, can still get some decent invocation support though. Grey Seer just rolling dirty into their mists here, which is dangerous, but he's flinging them to the floor. And unfortunately, the Hell Pit Abomination is also going to throw these guys down. And when they're on the ground, they can't get those attacks in. Grey Seer can simply troll and go away and come back in for some more cycle charging. There's some rallying Skaven Slave Slingers darting into combat heroically. These are the true heroes of Skaven forces. As they do move in, trying to get through the mass of enemies, as the White Kings unfortunately do start to go down. This one simply down 640 health. The other one as well down quite a bit. And I think they're going to get slowly picked apart and isolated, which will then unfortunately lead to the demise of Blackmoor's family. So the Hell Pit Abomination, Death Frenzy has been popped, and that has allowed them to tear through these White Kings. Death Frenzy really effective this entire battle. Vlad tries to hold the line best he can, but he is completely surrounded. Balance power quite heavily against him, but not as bad as I thought it would be, as he does stand alone here. But Poison Ducky going to bow out there bravely and come down there. But very well played, GG to both players there. But special congratulations to Vayash, who is going to end as this stream's champion, coming through with 3 wins back-to-back and ending the stream as king. Really good build by Poison Ducky. Unfortunately, the Leadership Corps did a lot of damage, including the Claw of Nagash, 103 kills, but not quite enough. Managed to pull down 1 Hell Pit Abomination, but the 2 was just a little bit too much. But regardless, fantastic game. GG. Warp Lightning was on point to destroy my Blood Knights. Yeah, that Warp Lightning was fantastic. Special... Oh. Special congratulations to Vayash. You are this week's king. With a win streak of 3. All hail the king. Let's update the scoreboard quickly. Vash coming in with a mighty 3 there, just outdoing King of the Dead and Papa Palpatine's previous efforts of 2. Very well played to everyone who joined though. Thank you all for playing and taking part, and also for hopping in to the stream and so forth and supporting me as you guys do. I will stick around for a couple of minutes if you have any questions left to ask, but massive GG's and pretty damn awesome. So yes, massive shout out to Vash, who will be this week's king. So GG's in the chat, I see. Thanks for the stream, Duck. No worry, part map. Thank you for playing, man. And for being a good sport and switching with Papa Palpatine early on as well. It's been good fun. Yes, guys. Now is your last chance to smash that thumbs up button, that subscribe button, and all that other good stuff. And to join the Discord. Please feel free to join the Discord, even if you don't play fully, but you just want to keep up to date with video promotion and all that type of stuff. Feel free. There's a link in the description. Catch you later, guys. Peace out, Ronan. Thanks for tuning in. But yes, so you guys were chatting about the Skaven matchup. It is quite an interesting one. When will be the next episode of Hellblade? Ronan, tomorrow. It was meant to be today, but I ended up having to play in a different tournament this morning. So it will be tomorrow, Ronan, probably about 3 or 4-ish GMT. I'll drop a message on the Discord, and then in the evening, we'll probably have Death Before Dishonor. If Death Before Dishonor isn't happening, because it is the final, so we need to get all the players together, then I may do another stream, or I may just pop a video and chill out. But yes. Alright, guys. Peace, peace. Until next time, guys. Stay awesome.